It's Friday night. It's time to get baked.
Woo! That's not the name of the show, but...
No, but it's part of... It's time for Getting Baked with Crystal. Now, do you feel better? I'm excited for tonight. We are making pistachio muffins, which, as I mentioned on Facebook, is one of my favorite things that I make. The green muffins kind of weirded me out. My mom used to get them from Costco all the time and talk about how good they were, and I was like, yeah, I'm not eating your green muffin. Not happening.
Ew.
And then... my mom, never has snacks at her house, and one time all she had was pistachio muffins. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. Oh my god, they're so good. I feel like even if you're not a big fan of pistachio nuts, you know that thing where, bananas taste like bananas, but banana candy doesn't really taste like bananas. It tastes like banana flavoring. It's kind of like that. These are actually made with pistachio pudding. You don't have to get Jell-O if you want to get... I made them with, the Walmart brand. Totally fine, works just the same. But it doesn't taste like pistachio nuts. That distinct pistachio nut flavor is not there. But it's still really good. And you don't have to make them green. I've actually never made them green. I do have my green food coloring out tonight because St. Patrick's Day is on Wednesday, so we will try this. At least with some of them, we'll make them green. Dan's kind of weirded out by them being green too, so...
Yeah, I ate green muff once. Never again.
Never again. So we'll make a few of them green and see what's up with that. So when I first made these, I looked at the recipe and it said... AA coarse sugar on top. Well, I've never had AA coarse sugar. I don't know what that is, but I figured I'll go to the store and I'll find what that is. It'll be there. It'll show me exactly what it is. Yeah, nothing at the store says AA coarse sugar, so I had no idea what to do. But I like the Terminato cane sugar, and I know that that's a thick, coarse sugar, so I'm like, yeah, I'll get this and try it. Not the same, just so you guys know. However, it is really delicious. It actually melts. When you put it on the top, it melts into the muffin, so it makes it almost like it's got a filling. I've had people ask me, what's the filling in this? I'm like, there's no filling. It's just almost a liquid that goes into the center of the muffin. The one thing that it does do is it doesn't give you... We talked about this last week when I made the cupcakes, that I don't get that round on top. This really flattens your cupcakes if you use this. However, it gives it a good liquidy kind of glaze. So I think it balances out. I always tell people they're not pretty, but try it. You'll like it. So I'll show you guys what that looks like when we use this topping. And then I did a little bit more research. Since I'm going to do it on camera, I want to kind of show you guys what it's supposed to look like. I think this is the right stuff.
Is that everything but bagel?
No, it's over-the-top brand Twinkle White Sugar Crystals. So the best I can figure out, it's basically... I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but it's basically just like the big sugar crystals you'd sprinkle on a sugar cookie or cupcakes or something. So I think that's it. So we're going to try some with this as well and see how that turns out. If that gives you... If you've ever had muffins from the store that have that sugar crystal sprinkle on top... I'm hoping that's what this turns out like, because that's what it's supposed to be like. That's what it looked like in the picture on the recipe. So we will see how that turns out. I did see we had a super chat before we started. Let me scroll up here until I can find that. From Husky Tales 101, sending his support to the show because you rock. Oh, thanks, friend. You rock. As I mention every time we do anything live, super chats do help the show. They help keep us going. They help us afford to be able to do this. They help us be able to buy ingredients, upgrade our equipment when necessary, and all the other things. If you can't afford to super chat or donate to the show through Venmo, which we appreciate as well, you can donate directly to, I believe it's just Getting Baked with Crystal on Venmo. If you can't afford to do that, no problem, don't worry about it. I'm not mad at you. Support the show. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, bring your friends here. I promise you they'll like it. Even if you don't like baking, even if you're one of those weird people that doesn't want to eat delicious things, I don't know, they exist out there. One of the guys I work with, every time I offer him something, he's like, oh, I can't eat that. And he's not diabetic or anything, so I don't know what his deal is.
Maybe he got bit by one of those ticks.
Maybe, I don't know. He can't have chocolate, he can't have bread, he can't have cheese. I'm like, what do you eat? Just rice? He's like, no, rice gives me problems too. I honestly don't know what the man eats. Really don't know. But if you're one of those people that doesn't like eating delicious things or learning how to make delicious things or watching other people make delicious things, I'm sure you can all attest we have a good time here. This is fun. It's laughs, all kinds of inside jokes and whatnot, and silly stupid things, and watching Dan eat SpaghettiOs on the floor and looking at the cats walk by. There's something here for everybody. So even if you can't support the show monetarily, not a problem. Please just get the word out there. Helps us to grow the show. I love to see those viewer numbers go up. It really helps me know that I'm doing something that you guys enjoy. I've mentioned before that I was hesitant to even do this in the first place because who the hell wants to watch me bake things? It's not exciting, but clearly it is. Clearly I'm entertaining. So glad to have you all here. Thank you so much for all the support in any way that you can give it to us. I want to see what's going on. Melissa says, I'm so excited to have this recipe. I've heard Dan speak of Crystal's pistachio muffins a bunch of times. Yeah, these are definitely one of the best things that I make. I make these at least once a month. It makes, I want to say maybe 1.5 dozen, depending on how big you make them. So I'll eat them all week long, for breakfast. I tell you guys all the time, I like to bring snacks for breakfast at work because I don't like to eat early in the morning and I need something I can easily eat at my desk. Sorry, just going through the chat to see what is going on. I missed a lot while I was just standing here yapping.
Is this recipe mainly because we have St. Patrick's Day coming up?
I looked to try to find something like St. Patrick's Day theme. We talked about this on Wednesday. Irish food is boring. It's bread, it's potatoes, it's meat. Well, I don't eat meat. You can't really just eat potatoes. You gotta have something with it, and this is baking. So let's look into what we can bake. The main Irish thing that they bake isn't even a dessert, and you know me, I like desserts. It's Irish soda bread, which looked boring as hell to me too. So we talked about this at Valentine's Day. I don't like the idea of I'm just gonna make a regular thing and tint it colored, and then we'll call it themed. Not really my thing. I don't just want to eat pink things because it's Valentine's Day or green things because it's St. Patrick's Day. However, as Melissa mentioned, you guys have heard about this recipe a lot. It's been on my list of things to show you guys. I figured, why not? We'll do it this time. Like I said, don't usually make them green, but I will this time so you guys can see. If you have kids, that's what I think. If you have kids and you want to make this fun, or if you're one of those people that likes to eat green things on St. Patrick's Day, by all means, go for it. Make them green. Do what you want. But you don't have to. They do get a slight, I don't even want to say greenish tint, because it kind of looks like a banana muffin, just brown. Slightly greenish tint from the pistachio. You'll see when I open that, the pistachio pudding mix is green. So it does give a little bit of a tint to it. What else? Dr. Detroit says, hello there, pistachios rock, either in pudding, muffins, and everything. Chris says you can have potatoes with your potatoes. Yeah, no. Jennifer says Dan is quiet today. Oh yeah, Dan's in timeout. If you guys saw last week's episode and his full-on Dantics going on behind me and all the faces I was making and me holding back. Who said it? There's their gifts. I know there was photos. Somebody said on the Facebook group, baking was almost not enough to keep from choking people, and that is absolutely right. I had to leave the room at one point. I don't know if everybody here now was here for that, but I have a hard time with overstimulation and too much going on while I'm trying to focus on something, and there was all this ruckus of the boys, and for the most part at my house it's quiet. So the minute they got behind me and started making all this noise while I'm trying to talk to you guys and show you what I'm doing.
Top 3 best moments.
Maybe you were entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I matrixed.
That's great.
Keanu couldn't even do that. I took 34 cameras. I did it.
You're bringing the face out again and just talking about it. Let's move on. Dan's in timeout. You might not see much of him. He's got 2 shows. Do you really need Dan in this show? Come on now. This one's all about Crystal. It's in the name and everything. Tristan says, pistachio ice cream is so good, OMG. I got pistachio gelato at Aldi recently. Little disappointed that it wasn't as flavorful as I had hoped. My mom had one, I want to say it was Ben & Jerry's, and it was really, really good. So yeah, I'm all about pistachio flavoring now. And again, it's just like how banana flavoring in foods and candy is not the same as the taste of a banana. So give this a shot. Even if you're hesitant, try it out. Sam says, you put Dan in the corner. Yes, I did. He's only here because I need him to run the board. That's it. Otherwise, he'd be in severe timeout. Maybe even outside. I don't even care that it's raining. It was snowing earlier. I don't care. Get outside.
We had all the weather.
We did. Today it was nice and sunny in the morning. It's been cold all week, so I've been wearing a little sweater under my sweatshirt that I wear to work. I had to take the sweater off today because it was so warm. I left for lunch and it was beautiful. By the time my lunch was over, it was literally snowing. I don't know what the hell is going on. We had y'all live in some places where you talk about, in where I live, in one day you could have all the seasons. Yeah, we had that today. Legit. It was torrential rain, it was snow, it was thunder, it was lightning, it was sunny. It was everything all in one day. Abby says, amen to that, Crystal. When it's focus time, it's quiet time. Yes, and I already have a hard time you've seen me. I screw up a lot when we're doing this because I'm trying to focus on baking and talk to you guys. And talking to you guys is fun. I really enjoy it. But it's hard for me to focus on my baking. Usually baking is a solo project for me, so I'm learning. I'm learning how to talk while I bake and not just watch murder shows, because that's usually what I do. Hannah says it freaking poured rain here. You couldn't see 2 feet in front of you. It was so heavy. Yeah, out here, we never really have weather where you can't see the lines on the road. That's not a thing. You can always see the lines. I was struggling. I had my windshield wipers on full blast on my way back to work. Could not see the lines on the road. Was just kind of guessing because I take this route every day. I kind of know where the lanes are. But it's a 10-minute drive, and halfway there, we were down to sprinkling. So it was a really, really weird day. Chris says, nothing says love like a mouthful of frozen chicken patty. False. That's wrong, friend. Wrong. Sam says, you're doing a great job, Crystal. Thanks. I try. All right, shall we get started? Is anybody baking along with me tonight? Let me know in the chat if you are baking this or if you plan to bake this later. I love this recipe because it's one of the ones that I have that does not use butter. If you guys are like me, you forget to take out your butter and then you're like, I want to make something. And then you have to wait 2 hours for your butter to get to room temperature or use the hot glass trick or put it in front of the oven or whatever. This one doesn't use butter, so that's a relief to me. It makes it a little bit easier. As always, we're going to start mixing our dry ingredients. Let's see, we will start with 1 2/3 cup flour in the interest of only dirtying up 1 measuring cup. We're going to measure in thirds. So I'm going to do 5 1/3 cups of flour. I'm scared to talk because I don't want to lose count like I did that one time when I was making the frosting. All right, 5 1/3 cups. We're going to do 3/4 cup of sugar. Whoa. Three quarters. 1, 2, 3, Hannah says, I need containers like those. Yes, you do. They're not the most pretty containers. I love when I see those ones that are like the little ceramic ones and they have the fancy, writing on it that says flour and sugar. I love those. They're beautiful. Most of them don't seal up, and not so much anymore the last few years, but we've had in the past really bad ant problems to where I had to like keep cereal and sugar and stuff in the fridge during the summer when the ants would come out. So I had to get something that sealed really, really well. If you guys are interested in checking these out, you can go to gettingbakedwithcrystal.com. There's a link on there to my kit, which shows all the things that I use. There's an Amazon link. It has this little rubbery seal here. Nothing is getting in or out of this. It's awesome. It holds a lot. This holds a whole 5-pound bag of flour.
You've had it for a few years.
I have had them for a few years. I did have to replace my brown sugar one because on the top it has this little rubber bit that holds the ceramic disc that you, every 3 months you soak this in water for 15 minutes, pat it dry, stick it back on there. It keeps your brown sugar from getting dry. This one's getting a little dry already too. This little bit that holds it on dried out and like broke off. You can just throw your disc in there, but if it's too moist, it'll take the molasses out of your brown sugar and it'll kind of harden your sugar. It does weird things, let's just put it that way. So I wanted to be able to have it hanging on the top again, so I did buy a new one of these. The other ones I've never had to replace, I've never had to do anything with them. That seal does come out, so when you're washing it, you can clean it really well. They're really awesome. The powdered sugar one, I actually cleaned it out because I used up all my powdered sugar. Has a little sprinkly bit on top, so if you just need to sprinkle some powdered sugar on top of something, it works for that. They're really awesome and I love them. Yes, Hannah, they are linked in my kit. As I always say, on Getting Baked with Crystal, there's the kit with links to all the stuff that I use on Amazon. If you guys purchase through there, we do get a few pennies. Even if you don't purchase stuff on the kit, if you use one of those links to get yourself to Amazon and make a purchase. If you're buying diapers for your kid, cat litter for your cat, whatever you're buying through there, if you go through our link, we get pennies based on what you purchase. So we would appreciate if you do that. It does help us out. We also, by the way, while I'm opening this, we have something else to show you guys later that we're really, really, really excited about, but I'm going to tease it and let you guys wait a little bit for that to be revealed. All right, so here comes the pudding mix. I don't know how well that's going to show up. It looks, well, actually it doesn't look as green as I was anticipating. It's a little bit green. It's a little bit greener than the flour, but it's not really green. So this alone does not turn your mix green. So like I said, if you just make it without the green food coloring, it will not be green. All right, let me get this out of the way. All right, what else is going on here? A teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, I should preheat the oven. If you guys are baking along, 375 for the oven. Then get my teaspoon out. All right, teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of baking powder. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I do recommend adding the salt to this one because it does not have butter, so it's not dependent on whether your butter is salted or not. You should just put some salt in it for some sciencey reason that I don't fully understand, but put your salt in it. Salt in the pan, not in the hand. No, wait. Salt in the hand, not in the pan. I got it backwards. Damn it. And that's exactly why. I'm sure that was not on camera, but I poured way more than a 1/4 teaspoon, but I didn't oversalt my mix because I did it over the sink.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. All right, let me grab my whisk and whisk this all together. Megan says don't use almond extract. Actually, with this one, I do use almond extract. The recipe says that you can use almond or vanilla extract. I absolutely love the taste of almond extract, so I use it with this. I think it pairs well with the slightly nutty flavor of the pistachio, even though, like I said, it doesn't taste like pistachio nuts. I think maybe pistachio nuts have like a little bit of a salty flavor, even when they're not salted. It's kind of a similar flavor to that, just naturally. So the pudding mix does not have that saltiness. I think that's a lot of what makes it not taste like actual pistachios, but the almond extract flavoring does pair well with the pistachio flavoring. So I recommend you use almond extract. If you don't like almond extract, use vanilla. It should work just fine. Misty fan named Jen says 74 people watching and only 36 some thumbs up. If you can please thumbs up. Yes, you guys, it does help the show. If you like what you see, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. But it does support the show if you do like what you see. And 70 something of you show up every week. Sometimes more. So somebody likes something they see more than the 36 thumbs up. So yes, please, just right below what you're watching right here, just hit the thumbs up. You might have to make the chat go away to see the thumbs up. I think there's some weird stuff if you're watching on your phone, but we would appreciate it and it does help the show. So as always, just mix in the dry ingredients so they are evenly mixed together when we add them to our wet ingredients. Chris says the almond extract is really great in sugar cookies too. I mean, that's what I heard on the internet. It wasn't bad, okay? They were still edible. It was fine. Okay, so we're gonna mix our wet ingredients in the mixer. And that's gonna be a cup of milk. Where did I put my measuring cup? A 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. So this doesn't have butter in it, but it does have a lot of vegetable oil. But I've noticed that gives it kind of like a moister texture. I do tend to like when cupcakes, muffins, things like that have a good amount of vegetable oil in it because it does give it a better texture in my opinion. And then we're gonna do almond extract. So let me grab the milk. And that's 1 cup of milk. If you guys aren't baking along tonight, but you do want to bake this later, I mentioned it before, I do have a Getting Baked with Crystal Pinterest page. If you go onto there, that's where I will link the recipe. After the show, I go on there and I link the recipe so you guys can find all the steps to what I do so you don't have to go back and rewatch this. But hey, you can always go back and rewatch this. We do this in real time, so it should sort of match along with your timing of making stuff. And I'm gonna crack 2 eggs. Hannah's here for vodka. Oh man, I still can't. Alcohol still tastes like chemicals to me, so I'm having issues with that. Even tonight, my mouthwash tasted like chemicals.
It is chemicals.
It is chemical. No, it's the wrong chemicals.
What do you think it is? Liquid toothpaste? It's chemicals.
No, it tasted like this particular flavor that I keep tasting. My olfactory senses are messed up. Uncle Yukon says, Dan's been banned from the kitchen. Yes, do you see him? No Dan's allowed. There's tape on the ground. He's got to stay behind it. All right, milk. 1 cup of milk. Let me pour this real quick. This is going to be 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. 2 eggs. And 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Freedom Deep with the super Super Chat, thank you so much. I don't really bake, but love watching y'all. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Like I said at the top of the show, there's something here for everybody. Even if you don't like to bake, even if you don't think you're very good at it, which if that's the case, just try. Nobody's very good at anything when they start. And if you find good recipes, I always tell people when they're like, I wish I could bake like you. It's not about having the skill that I have, it's about finding the right recipe. I have definitely tried recipes that do not work. There is some skill involved, don't get me wrong. But there's some recipes that just do not work, whether it's because of your oven, because of your elevation, because the ingredients aren't right. You know, when you look up the recipe for a particular item and if you go to Pinterest and you search a particular item and you click on multiple variations of that recipe, there's differences in the quantities of things. It might be the case that you don't like it with more sugar, less brown sugar. You would like it more with more brown sugar and less sugar. So there's variations that might make you think like, oh, I don't like this. I'm a bad baker because I didn't like what I made. Try a different recipe. Try something else. There's plenty of stuff I've made that I do not like and I never make again. I pin it to my Pinterest. I have on my personal Pinterest, I have a board that's recipes that I want to try. And then when I try them a few times and I know they're good, they move to my recipes tried success board, because then I know I'm going to do it again. When I really like it, like the pistachio muffins, that makes it into my handwritten cookbook, because that's something I want to hold on to forever, pass down to Blake or whoever wants my cookbook when I'm done and gone. Jennifer says I can follow a recipe, but I can't just pull a recipe out of my head. Oh no, I don't have that skill either. Whether it's food or baking or anything, I am not the person that can look around and go, oh, I can whip something up with that. Not at all, not even a little bit. I do not have that skill. I need to follow a recipe. Once there's a recipe, I can make certain adjustments, usually by accident, like buying the wrong sugar, knowing it was the wrong sugar, but seeing how it turned out anyway, and then finding like, oh, I like that. I have an apple pie recipe that I found 2 different recipes that I sort of liked, and I combined them together to make a recipe that I liked better. I have that skill, but there's no way I'm just like, I'm gonna create a recipe. That's why you can find all these recipes on my Pinterest. They all came from somebody's blog. Somebody else posted this recipe that they probably got from somebody else, that they probably got from somebody else. Somebody somewhere created it, but it was not me, or probably not the people I posted it from. Chris says, my mom always said, find something you're good at and stick with it. I was good at being a smartass. Yes, you are.
That sounds like something Bobby Boucher's mom would say.
Chris, you always make me laugh, though. Like, no matter what your comment is on whose post, or the posts you make on the comments you make on the library's posts make me laugh all the time. Like, you've got some wit. That's for sure. Sarah Arvin says, you guys are amazing. Oh, thanks. You're pretty amazing yourself. I appreciate all of you guys that show up to watch me just make desserts and watch us make dinner and stuff. I said before, I was talking to the 80-year-old guy I work with who was telling me, like, wait, you're not selling stuff? Like, people just watch you? Like, we're entertaining. We're here for the entertainment. Do you get something out of when you watch a TV show? You get entertainment. That's all I could liken it to for him. It's like watching TV. You're not getting a physical item out of it, but you're being entertained. And in these days when we're all stuck at home, we can all use some new entertainment. I've watched everything on Netflix. We get so excited when it's a new month and new things come out, because we watched everything on Netflix.
Yeah, good news. Paul Blart Mall Cops.
Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody. Not one person is excited that Paul... Tell me in the chat if you were excited that Paul Blart Mall Cop is on Netflix.
They gave him his own new show where he's a NASCAR guy.
No. Over it. Look, I'm sure he's a nice guy and all that.
No?
Not. He plays the same character every time.
Yeah, Paul Blart.
There's no depth to him at all. Come on. All right, so we've got our wet ingredients mixed. We're going to add our dry ingredients. I already threw my whisk away. Sarah's going to put us on her TV so she can clean. That's the way to do it. Life size. Hopefully you have a TV that makes me larger than life. Holly says, I don't know, man. I love Kevin James.
See, what's up, Holly? Let's have a Blart. Let's start BlartCon.
Look, I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Feel free to stop by anytime and watch Paul Blart with Dan. You might have to stand outside and watch through the window, but feel free. Y'all can watch that.
BlartCon.
BlartCon. Chris says, I'll give Paul Blart a hard pass.
Aww.
Dr. Detroit says, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Oh, and the show you're referring to is The Crew, the new one that he has.
Yes.
Yeah, look, I kind of liked King of Queens, but it had that weird dynamic that TV shows always have where, like, it's the dumpy husband that's just like, oh, dooper doop, I'm so stupid. And then the hot wife that's like, I have such a stupid husband. Hey, you're banned. Oh, are you being the derpy husband? Yeah, well... Carry on. Sam says, it's like TV, but better. The people on the other side of the camera interact with the audience. Yeah, that's the awesome part. Like, we get to hang out and talk. You're not just watching me make things like it's the Food Network and I'm making some perfect thing and then I pull it out and I'm like, look what I made earlier that, they tried 5 times to get it absolutely camera ready. No, this is real talk. Y'all see when I mess stuff up and I have to dump it off to the side and start over? That's what happens. And I really hope that makes you guys more confident in your cooking and baking, that sometimes you screw stuff up. It happens. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. It's probably not going to be perfect every time. Keep trying. Whatever. Hannah says Paul Blart is a movie you watch once, and then after that it has 0 watchability. No, it's the movie that Dan puts on, and 5 minutes in I'm on my phone going, God, you watch such stupid crap. That's what happens. Dan likes dumb comedies, and that's fine. Some of them are funny, but he absolutely loves to watch things that I am not amused by. Chris says, Crystal, did you just typecast your home? Maybe? Sorry, whatever. Jim says, spoiler, I make up most of my recipes from ideas I have to make, then add my spin, and the recipe I make is born. That's awesome. I wish that I had that skill. I just don't. I am aware of, when you bake things, usually it's about 2 cups of flour or equal dry ingredients. It's maybe a cup of sugar, some 1/4 to a tablespoon of baking powders and stuff. I just don't have the patience to try things when I have no idea if it's gonna work. When I'm making it up in my head, it's not happening. What are you thinking about? What happened?
Not to derail the thing, but I just found out that there's a part 2.
Yeah, you didn't know that? I wasn't even gonna mention that.
No, I did not. Also, I think Jim Johnson made pistachio muffs earlier today.
I did see he posted a picture of that. I forgot. His looked like he nailed that sugar crystals on top, so maybe he used the right kind of sugar.
I wanted to show you guys in the camera, but then I saw Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
You got distracted?
And then, yeah.
Husky Tales 101 says, Justin gets annoyed because I love dumb comedies. To be fair, I get annoyed at his anime obsession. Oh yeah, Dan's always complaining. Look, I'm a one-trick pony. I love murder shows. I love true crime documentaries.
That's hot.
I love CSI. I love Criminal Minds. I want to see the investigation. That's what I want to watch all the time. I'm rarely amused by anything else. I do like documentaries a lot. I think, wasn't I watching the art one on Netflix and you were like, does somebody die? It's odd when somebody doesn't die in something that I watch. So it balances out. I watch stupid shit. He watches stupid shit. Sometimes we come together and find a few things that we like together. Sometimes.
Say hi to the jury.
PJ is here. Hello, friend with the super chat. Hey, y'all. Sorry I'm late. I just realized Green Day's 21st Century Breakdown came out. I was 18. I'm not coping well. I watched another YouTuber who has a Paul Blart shrine in her home. What?
Pics.
What?
See, I'm telling you, BlartCon.
Hold up.
Crystal BlartCon.
Somebody likes Paul Blart, not even Kevin James, Paul Blart, enough to have a shrine? What is this world coming to?
It's coming to Los Angeles, California, BlartCon 2021.
Stop it. Just stop it. Oh my god. And yeah, 21st Century Breakdown, I don't know how old you are now, but look. I was 14 when Dookie came out. That is some shit that'll make you feel old, let me tell you. I was just talking to somebody today about somebody was asking about some job we had done for him, and I'm like, well, how long ago was it? He said, I don't know, a couple years ago. And I pull it up, and I'm like 2009? Yeah, probably. Yeah, that wasn't a couple of years ago. When you reach a certain age, time just kind of blends together, and you're always like, yeah, a couple of years ago this happened, and then you actually do the math and realize it was a decade ago, and that you've been alive for multiple decades. That's when you start to really feel old. Freedom Deep loves Mall Cop. Reminds me of John Candy, Uncle Buck sort of thing. I love Uncle Buck. I love John Candy. He's kind of a one-trick pony too, but I can't with Paul Blart. All right, so I've added my dry ingredients here. We're gonna mix this up together. Husky Tales wants to know if I remember the show Diagnosis Murder. Yeah, absolutely. I know all the murders. Amanda's cupcakes are in the oven, letting them bake now. Yeah, it's easier to bake faster when you're not getting derailed by Dan and talking. Husky Tail says Law and Order is my favorite crime show. I love Law and Order. Criminal Minds is probably my favorite go-to like rewatch. I'm on my 3rd rewatch of that from the beginning.
It's not offensive.
It is non-offensive. Chris was driving for the release of Dookie. No, you're like my age, aren't you? Dang. I remember, so Dookie came out in, I want to say 94. Maybe it was 93? 93, 94? Anyway, Woodstock 94 happened in the summer of 94, and it was a pay-per-view event, and I had this brilliant idea. It was $100 for the pay-per-view event. No, maybe $50. I think it was $50. So I got 9 of my friends. I was like, everybody pitch in $10. We'll have $100. We'll buy the $50 pay-per-view event. Everybody will hang out for the whole weekend. We'll have $50 for groceries. Somehow I convinced my parents that that was the thing that we could do. So I had 9 friends over for the entire weekend, and we stayed up as long as we could every single day, and we watched all the performances. If you guys haven't seen that, I think a lot of that is on YouTube nowadays. The Green Day performance, it started raining because of course it's Woodstock, and the audience started flinging mud, and then the band started flinging mud, and it was a big giant mud fest, and everybody was in mud puddles. Remember Tide came out with the ads after Woodstock of people like running through the mud and totally covered in mud, and that was their Tide ad, like, we'll get the mud out and stuff. That was good stuff.
February 94.
February 94, yeah. So I was almost 14. So I turned 14 in August of that year. So yeah, I was 14 when Dookie came out, and that, dang, that'll make you feel old. All right, so I'm just gonna scrape the powdery bits off the side, make sure I get that all blended in. If you can see, yeah, you can see. So the pistachio pudding mix did not look very green when I dumped it in there, but it does definitely give this a green tint. And I will bake some with no green food coloring so you guys can see the color that they come out in case you are put off by green food. There's my mouse. There it is. Charlotte says, I've watched all of Diagnosis Murder. I have the complete show on DVD. That's awesome.
Which one was that one?
Murdery. I remember it by name. I don't remember exactly.
You watched it because
was that one a true one? That wasn't like a drama, was it?
Do you know that I've watched just as much murder as you have?
No, you haven't.
Because I'm here when you watch it.
Not all the time. No, there was a good portion of time where you didn't get off work till like 7:30 or 8, and I'd be here watching murder. You worked all day on Saturday, and I'd just put murder on and clean the house.
Would you turn it up really loud, like when I watch stuff really loud and you're not here?
If I was doing something loud, yeah.
Dang.
You guys are making me feel better because you're older than I am. Is that okay to say? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's okay.
Megan was born in 96 and never heard of that show. Aww. Tristan says 9 Inch Nails killed it. Yes, they did. Dude, there were so many good performances on Woodstock 94. And, what's his name? A little help from my friends guy. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Joe something? Joe...
Like the singer person?
You guys are old enough to tell me, yes.
Like the Beatles person?
No, not the Beatles. The original.
Oh, Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker, yes. He came out and sang that in the morning, and it was so good. That's one of my best memories, like, in life. Red Hot Chili Peppers wore some helmets with flames coming out at the 94 Woodstock.
That was fun.
Yes. Hannah was born in 94. Oh my god, that makes me feel old. So old.
We had no choice. There was nothing else to watch. That's what everybody was watching. Like, that's just what was happening that weekend.
Oh, no, it was pay-per-view, though. You didn't watch it if you didn't have pay-per-view.
I got stuck on the sidelines where
on MTV,
where they would come in and out every once in a while, but I did not buy it on pay-per-view.
No, we had the whole thing. We watched everything. Metallica played at, like, midnight, and we had it blaring through the neighborhood. We did not even care. Wait, let me tell you how old I am. I recorded Woodstock 94 on VHS, and I still have the VHSs because I can't bring myself to part with them.
Yeah, it's next to those X Games.
I did. I recorded X Games back in the day. The first double backflip, got that on VHS.
It was single. You're too old. It was single backflip.
Oh, was it single? I think I have the double one too, though.
Yes.
All right, let me rinse this real quick. It's really neat to me that we have such a range of people that were, like, born in the years some of the rest of us graduated. We're entertainment for all. Alright. So, let's get some muffin cups in here.
Do you take this off of here and fish it out?
I can do that. Do you want to get rid of that?
Yes, please.
Oh, watch out. All right, so let's get some muff cups in here.
Can we switch?
Don't judge my stained muffin pan. It just means I bake a lot. Just one there. PJ says born in 91, but think about it. Dookie and Jagged Little Pill are timeless. So if you like it, you're timeless. I'll take it.
I do love Jagged Little Pill.
What else came out around then?
Like band-wise?
Yeah.
You were a super Nirvana fan.
Oh, super. But 94 was the year he died.
I was super Soundgarden fan.
I was never into Soundgarden. You know what happened? I listened to, like, more... Is the word metal? For, like, my friends were all into Metallica and more, like, Soundgarden and stuff like that. And I just went along with it. Like, okay, that's what we listen to. That's what my friends listen to. And in 93, I went to a friend's house, and she had a Less Than Jake CD she had just gotten for Christmas, I think. And I heard that. And my mind was blown and I was done. I'm like, I don't care about any of this other music. This is what I love. I literally took that CD home with me and never gave it back to her, and my love of ska was born.
So you stole it?
I stole it. She didn't really like it anyway. She was a poser.
I didn't listen to ska till way later. I went the other route and I was listening to like metal music, like Machine Head and Fear Factory and Megadeth, like not Metallica.
See, I was headed like, that way, and that's what my friends got into, like KMFDM and stuff. And I have a couple of like dubbed KMFDM tapes and Metallica and stuff. But as soon as I heard those horns, I was done. That's all I needed to hear. Husky Tail says, "Do you like Static X?" I do not. Sorry, there's no horns.
That's Jess music.
Yes. Chris approves of stealing your way to ska. Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Real Big Fish came out. I want to say 94.
That was my first.
Turn the Radio Off came.
Sell Out was my first.
That was a radio hit, MTV hit. That video was amazing. I still have my CD, my Turn the Radio Off CD, and I listened to it so much it got a scratch in it. And on my iTunes, I put the CD in there, and it's still the skipped version. So there's certain points where I sing along to the skipping, because that's what it did.
It was so hard. The first CD player that we had no skip protection. So it's not like you could dance around to the music that makes you want to dance around because of the skip protection was there. And anytime you would breathe, the thing would skip.
Yes.
Wow, that's so green.
I promise after they cook, they are not so green. And like I said, we're going to do some of them with no food coloring, and then we will add some food coloring. We're going to do some with the turbinado cane sugar, the sugar in the raw. This is a Aldi brand, but it's the one that says sugar in the raw on the front. Oh my god, Chris worked a merch table for Real Big Fish. You're way cooler than I am. So much cooler. I didn't even see Real Big Fish forever. Like, the stars did not align that I did not get to see Real Big Fish. All right, so what do you think? Should I do, like, 9 of them, no green?
Why?
Why what?
Wait, I'm confused. The batter's already all green. How do you do 9 of them not green?
No, because when this is how I normally make it.
Oh, okay.
They're not green when I normally make them.
It looks like key lime.
Yeah, but you've seen them when I've made them. They're not green.
Is it represented right here? I'll turn down the brightness on the side camera here. Maybe you guys can kind of see a little bit better.
Okay, so I'm going to do 9 with no green, and then I'll add some green food coloring, and we'll see the difference. That way, at least on the first batch, we get some with and some without green.
That's fine. I don't mind the green.
I'm a little weirded out by green.
I don't mind the green. It's just brings back the memories of 2nd grade.
Oh, PJ.
Green eggs and ham day, so.
PJ. He says, Good Charlotte just gets better with time. I hate Good Charlotte. I hate Good Charlotte so much. Totally fine if you love it. I'm not judging you at all. I can't stand Good Charlotte. I don't know why. They never did anything to me. All the years that I went to Warped Tour, for some reason, Good Charlotte and Newfound Glory were like paired together, and they would always play. If you've ever been to a Warped Tour, you know they have minor stages, around the venue, but they'll do 2 main stages, and they alternate. So one band will play a half hour here while the other band sets up on this one. As soon as this one ends, it switches to this one. Well, I wanted to be up front for Newfound Glory. I love Newfound Glory. But you'd have to, like, push your way through all the Good Charlotte kids to get up there. Even though they're kind of over here, there's, spillover. Can't stand Good Charlotte crowd at all. Not even a little bit. You know who else I don't like? I love Alkaline Trio. Can't stand people at an Alkaline Trio concert. Just overall, the crowd is not my people. Dr. Detroit's never heard of Good Charlotte. It's better that way. I promise. Okay, so there's 9 of them with no food coloring. Amanda says, I just figured out that quarter cup measurements is too much for the cupcakes. They're overflowing the cups. So now I need to get an ice cream scoop with no holes. Aw, that's unfortunate. I hate when they overflow, and when they overflow and they're flat, and then it's just like this blob over the top. These tend to overflow a little bit. That one's for sure gonna overflow. I got a little too much in there. So, again, never done it with food coloring, so let's do like 2 drops and see what happens. I think a little goes a long way. That's me.
I love the food coloring because it looks like little gnomes.
Yeah, the bottles are pretty cute.
Yeah, but why? Is there something to do? Like, what's the point of that? Am I supposed to cut the tip off of that so I'm able to drip it out? Well, then why does it need to have all that plastic on there?
I don't know.
I need answers of why the food coloring looks like a gnome.
I don't know. So I don't recall, but I think the recipe said like 4 or 5 drops. I think I'm gonna do 1 more. Tristan says, I just hate pop punk in general.
That's because you're like our age, so like...
I like pop punk. I like punk too.
No, we're talking like My Chemical Romance and...
Oh no, that's like whiny.
Is it? Oh, okay.
That's like, my daddy doesn't love me enough. I remember when the band Simple Plan came out with their first album. It was on... One of their songs was on some compilation, maybe the Atticus compilation. And I loved their sound, but I could not get behind their lyrics. They literally sang about their daddy not loving them, and I couldn't.
Oh, just like Everlast? No,
Everclear. I always said, like, man, when these kids grow up, they're going to make really good music as soon as they learn how to write a decent song, because I do not want to hear you cry about your feelings about your dad. You can do some metaphors and stuff, but I don't want to hear you literally be like... Oh, I can't remember the lyric, but it was like, Dad, like literally he was all, nah, Dad, in the song. But I hated it.
By then we were a little too old, so those lyrics didn't mean to us what it meant to other people, because we were old by then.
No, not that old. I was like late teens, early 20s when that came out. So, no. Even when I was younger, I did not want literal, I hate my dad lyrics. I'm not a big fan of literal lyrics in the first place. I'm really like more for things that you have to figure out on your own, that you can, apply to whatever your situation is.
Like Fall Out Boy.
Oh, shut up. Fall Out Boy is one of my guilty pleasures. Deal with it. I've been reading a book about Bad Religion and like their history and stuff, and learning what the lyrics actually mean. And some of the songs, it makes it better. Some of the songs I'm like, oh man, that's not what I thought it was about.
Yeah, you never talked to the director. I can tell that it looks way green.
Oh, it's super green now. PJ says, Simple Plan and Good Charlotte has that problem. Simple Plan did not age well. No, I never went back and listened to it like after they grew up, but that was always my opinion, that they would get better when they learned how to write better songs. But
what about great bands like Aqua? Where's my Aqua? Where's my Aqua fans out there?
That's a one-hit wonder.
No, it's not. Aqua is awesome. Just because you
name something besides Barbie Girl.
I had that whole Aquarium album, and it was great.
Wait, Aqua's album was called Aquarium. Oh my god!
They're back on TikTok and having fun.
2 on the nose.
Someone else loves Aqua. I know somebody else in the chat loves Aqua.
But will they admit to it? PJ says, "Welcome to My Life" is the song you're thinking of. Is it? I don't even remember. I just remember like, nah, Dad.
My life. And then the movie starts.
It was like, blah, 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 Dad. Blah, 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 Dad. I'm like, oh, just stop. Sam likes Aqua. Cyber Husky says, we had the Aqua album, but I only remember Barbie Girl. Sarah loves Aqua.
Well, maybe you should listen to it, because it's really super happy. Also, AquaCon.
Do I like super happy music? Not really my thing. Okay, so.
No. Your soul, if your soul was a picture, I visualize it being,
let's have it.
Your soul, like if I ripped you open, it would look like Gotham City at night. It's just all just dark and black and streets are wet.
I'll take it. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Chris says Barbie Girl is a guilty pleasure. I don't know the rest of their tunes.
Thank you. See, I'm not alone. I feel better now.
Okay, so when I do this, I don't want to pour it directly on here because you can't really control how it goes on there. So I always put it in a little dish. And if you're not familiar with it, like I said, the box of whatever the brand I normally get, like I've talked about before, Aldi stuff is very similar and cheaper. I've used this for this, works just the same as the other stuff. But the box coloring looks really similar to this. That's one thing about Aldi. When you go in there, it's like you recognize the things, but it's like someone drew it from memory. So the sugar in the raw looks pretty much like this box, but it says sugar in the raw real big on it. You can Google it and find it. But this is totally the same thing, so it works. Jim says, Crystal the emo ska girl. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I'm not ashamed. Okay, so I just grab it with my fingers and just sprinkle it on. You can use as much or as little as you want. With this particular sugar, the more you put on there, the more it's gonna like liquefy and make, sometimes it just straight makes a hole in the center and it kind of goos into the middle. I'll show you when they come out of the oven. You'll see. It is a hole of goodness, yeah. I am not mad at this. Like I said, I bought the wrong sugar because I couldn't find the right stuff and decided just to try this. I am absolutely amazed at how this works, and it's one of my favorite mistakes I've ever made in baking. So I kind of do a lot, and you want to make sure you get as much as you can, you know, around to the edges and everything. David says, Elvis and the Carpenters were my first grown-up music that I started to listen to.
Oh my gosh, nothing more depressing than the Carpenters.
My dad was super into music, and all growing up, like, music was around constantly. Obviously, given the age, he listened to classic rock. If you grew up in Southern California, he listened to KLOS. That was the jam. He is where I learned to record things off the radio.
I gotta put this back. This is not working.
No?
No, your big old hand's in the way.
Sorry. I'm right-handed.
No one wants to see your ginger arm.
So, yeah, classic rock just kind of does it for me anyway. It has a soft spot in my heart. Dan is not a fan, especially lately.
I am burnt out.
So, lately at work, I can't just sit at work and not have... Even right now, I've said it before, it's so weird not to have any background noise. I love to just have music on in the background. So at work, sometimes I'll listen to the stuff that I like, the ska, the punk, and all that stuff. But sometimes it's a little too much when I'm trying to work on something. You know what the best thing is for background noise? Like some Grateful Dead, some Janis Joplin.
I can't deal with it anymore.
That's what I've been listening to at work.
I get it. The dude looks like a lady. I've been thunderstruck a million times.
Okay, no, I'm not down for dude looks like a lady.
Hotel California, I'm sick of it. Nobody wants to listen to Hotel California.
Yes, Melissa knows. KMET before KLOS. Yes, at my mom's house in the garage is still my dad's old toolboxes with KMET stickers on it. Yes, absolutely. I am old enough to remember KMET.
The song's just, I'm done. I get it. You have accountants to pay for it all. I'm done. I'm done. Although... David Lee Roth did have a pretty good high kick.
No. Who said that again? Was it Melissa? Melissa, do you remember Uncle Joe Benson? No joke, thought Uncle Joe was my uncle. Like, he was a fixture in my house. We always listened to Uncle Joe. That was my real life uncle as far as I was concerned. Husky Tales, real question. Does anyone here listen to Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons?
My parents
Not
were.
me.
See, my parents were super down for that because they're old.
That's a little older, yeah.
So they do. They would go like to the Janet Dean concert and stuff. So I heard it from my parents.
Adrian says Hotel California is banned on my wedding playlist. One of my favorite things when I worked at my old job, my coworker was Mexican and would have the Spanish station all the time. I walked back there one time and was like, hold up. I recognize this. Somebody straight up did Hotel California in Spanish, and it's fully recognizable because it's Hotel California, but it was in Spanish. It was great. I loved that. Kathy says the Eagles are great. Ooh, I haven't listened to them in a while. That's going on my playlist for next week.
So
you know what's funny? Jason, my brother, and I share a Spotify. Like, I let him listen to my Spotify when I'm not listening to it. So... the dichotomy between the things that we listen to, there's some overlap. We both listen to like ska and reggae and stuff like that, but Jason's more into like Cottonmouth Kings and stuff like that, and I'm, you know, when there's not the overlap, I'm more into like the classic rock stuff. So it's hilarious to look at our Spotify and see what it recommends and like the daily playlists and stuff, and the vast difference between the two. This part is the most time-consuming part. You could totally make this without the sugar on top. If you don't want to add extra sugar to it, just make pistachio muffins. It's still good, I promise you. But yeah, this is definitely the time-consuming part.
Yeah, a lot of Seventh Day with Uncle Joe. I spent lots of hours with Uncle Joe growing up. Lots of hours. We didn't get K-Nac, though, up here. It was Spanish station.
Kathy says, do you put like a 1/4 teaspoon on the top? I measure with my heart, Kathy. I have no idea. Maybe? I don't know. Can you see? Let me see if I can get that up to the camera.
Here.
Can you make it focus?
What's up? Yeah.
I just do like a layer-ish bit. I don't really know.
It's kind of bright. Here, I'll turn it down.
Just some. So it's kind of an evenly distributed layer. You don't want it to be solid, because I think that's maybe a little bit too much.
Maybe I can get closer and you can sprinkle.
Yeah, I don't really know what the actual measurement is because I just do it with my fingers. But yeah, try a 1/4 teaspoon, see if it works. I'm not there yet. Have you met my OCD? Can't go that way before I've gone this way. Actually, I will skip over and get to those because I want to do the white sugar on this that I think might be the right sugar. What else is happening in the chat?
You know, I'm over here holding the camera.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Fair
not
enough.
really looking at the chat. We had pirate radio for a while, and then that went away. K-Rock was always kind of around, but you'd get bad reception. It was hard to get the reception up here.
K-Rock, as soon as you would pass the mountains, it would come in clear. We had 99.9, the X, but, like, the back bedroom over there is my bedroom, like, as an older teenager. I had to rearrange my room so that my stereo could be in one particular spot, you know, back when we listened to stereos and had the stereo system, one particular spot in the room with the antenna pinned to the wall one particular way, I could get that radio station.
Yeah.
If I moved anything, it wasn't happening.
We could get one from San Diego. There was an alternative rock station from San Diego, but it was only against the one wall at the old house print shop of
it was weird stuff.
But a lot of those signals went away for Mexican music.
Yes.
A lot of them went away.
Most of the radio stations out here are Hispanic music.
Yes.
And lots of religious stuff. Okay, so I'm going to try to see if I can show you guys. I mean, it's clear in a white bottom bowl.
Oh, Nikki with the Bon Jovi fan here. Whoa.
Oh, no.
The Jovi.
So this is just like big sugar crystals. I think this is what they want, and we're going to see how this turns out. Yes, Melissa says 91X from San Diego.
Yes. I would listen to that.
I think that's what it was, but it came in on 99.9 out here. Like that's where you would get it.
Right. 91X is the one that we would have against the wall. Only one wall would get it, and You Can't Win would be on, and you know it played okay music, and that would be on all day. That would be on all day long, and that was far away too. And then we had that for a bunch of years, and then it switched over.
Hannah said, "Not gonna lie, I thought you said Kid Rock. I'm not sure at what point you thought Kid Rock, but no, I'm not a Kid Rock fan.
Maybe we were talking about K-Rock.
Oh yes,
KROQ.
KROQ." I think that's like known pretty much like across the country, even if you couldn't listen to it. Like a lot of people know what K-Rock is. It was very influential in music.
And well, showing her age, I listen to iHeartRadio and Spotify.
Yeah, I listen to Spotify. It's hard. You know what I hate about Spotify? There's no like, hey, you know what I listen to? Just randomly put on stuff. I used to listen to Pandora, and Pandora would do that. Spotify does not. It's all playlists, and like, they have recommendations, but it's still a playlist, and it doesn't change often enough. I just want random stuff. Alright, so I did 3 of the non-green ones with this sugar. I'm gonna do 2 of these with this sugar and 1 with the brown sugary, the raw sugar. Liz says, I listen to country. Oh, I can't stand country music. Not even a little bit. My mom listens to country music, and her alarm, you know, she's my mom. I lived with her lots of years. Her alarm goes off like 2 hours before she actually gets up and plays country music, blaring through the entire house. So I have a severe aversion to country music and rap. My brother loves rap. I hate rap. A little more of this. Katie says, hi Katie, by the way.
Hi Katie.
My taste is depressed teen, as my sister says. I mean, look, are you really a teenager if you're not a depressed teen listening to the depressed teen music? That's kind of what it's all about. And you know the best part? You're going to listen to that same music for like the next 30 years because there's feeling in it. You connected with that music.
Just to let you know, everybody's teenage music It's everybody's depressed teen music.
It's angry teen or depressed teen.
My parents hated my music. My parents kicked in the door and took away my cassette. Because, so, no, that was all of us. I love that. That made me so happy. Depressed teen. That was Green Day Dookie. That was all of it. We were all just like, that's just depressed teen music.
Yep. Just angry.
It didn't matter what it was.
Alright, these are almost ready to go into the oven. This will be my last one to sprinkle sugar on. I am not a fan of this bright green. Alright, when these go into the oven, we will show you guys our awesome surprise that we've been holding out for, that we are really excited to tell you about. What are you giggling about?
Oh, I don't know. It's Friday.
Fair enough. You've been home alone all week? Okay, so these go in the oven 15 to 20 minutes. By the way, if you guys are going to bake along with me, I do post the ingredients, but I don't post the actual recipe. You can always message me and I'll send you the recipe. It's kind of a selfish thing. I want you guys to follow along with me and do what I do, but I'll post the recipe after. But if you plan to bake along, Amanda, anybody else, feel free to message me and I'll send you the link to the recipe so you can follow along and know exactly what goes on when, because I know sometimes you're like, wait, what do I do next? Or you get ahead of me, and feel free. I'll be happy to share that with you. Okay, 15 to 20 minutes in here. And I can never remember what I do. I'm going to go 16 and we'll see what happens. You're hiding the chat.
Ain't I?
Hannah said you're broken. I'm not sure why. Oh, are you setting timer? It's 15:41 right now. Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
It's supposed to be 19.
19? Huh?
18.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm over it.
No, fair enough. It'll beep when it's done.
I know, but I usually put it on the screen, but it was not behaving.
Chris, wait! Don't put your kid to bed yet. Wait like 1 minute. We're going to show you right now. Chris and Amanda, don't leave yet. AJ's going to want to see this too. Are you ready? Are you making me do it?
Yeah.
All right. We made something, you guys. You guys have seen I made the Getting Baked with Crystal logo. Here. I made another logo. Dan's got a couple logos. We made stickers. Wait, where are you? You don't have... Are you putting it on the screen? Put it on the screen. Let's have it. We made stickers, you guys. We made a Getting Baked with Crystal sticker that's transparent, so the background of whatever you put it on will show through. We made a Dan holographic shiny rainbowy sticker. I made the 90s version of a Let's Bake Shit sticker that totally looks like you'd get it out of a quarter machine pressed between that cardboard. If y'all grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. We made hashtag RFSfam stickers. You know you guys want to represent RFSfam. And we made Dan head magnets. You can stick this on your fridge so all your friends can see. Oh. You can put 100 of them on your fridge, I guess, if you wanted to, like Dan did. So these are limited edition. We ordered a finite amount of these. Probably will not order this exact set again. What do you have to say?
I made a quarter for, look at on the screen.
A quarter for scale?
Is that right?
Yeah, quarter for scale.
Is that right for scale? Like,
you didn't include the quarter in the picture,
no,
so you don't know if that's actually scale?
Because I thought maybe you would want to like, oh look, they're like really big stickers.
Now you're changing
like,
it! Oh my god.
Really
now you'll never know.
So that's about right.
The Getting Baked with Crystal one's a little small. I wish we'd gone bigger, but they're all really good sized stickers. You can stick them on your car, you can stick them on your fridge, stick them on your computer, stick them on your damn forehead. I don't care. You guys, these are limited edition. If you want one, you better get on this, because we'll make something else later. But we're definitely going to have to change it up in the future. So you can get these at RFSfam.com. Yes, we have a name now. You guys have been talking about, what are we going to call ourselves? We were going through Daniacs and all kinds of other things. No, we are hashtag RFSfam. Go represent that everywhere. Tell your friends. Go to RFSfam.com. It is also where else, Dan?
Sorry, I'm laughing at your cell. If you order now,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's everywhere.
Everywhere we have things. GettingBabyCrystal.com, RFSDan.com, RFSfam.com. We set this all up. It is how much, Dan?
$12 shipped.
$12 shipped worldwide. I don't care where you live. $12. You get 4 stickers and a magnet sent directly to you. No additional shipping cost anywhere in the world. If you're in Australia, if you're in New Zealand, I don't care where you are. $12, you can have these. Am I selling it like an infomercial?
Yeah, if you're a Dantix winner.
Oh, yes, and if you are a previous Dantix winner, or if you win in the future and order, if you're a previous Dantix winner, when you place the order for this, you're going to get something special. Not telling you what it is. It's a surprise. It's a little incentive. So make sure if you've won Dantix before, you get in on this so you can get a one-of-a-kind, never-to-be-seen-again, unique item. Oh my gosh, I see super chats happening. Husky Tail says, I love this music talk so much. Me too. What else? Stickers and magnets. Just notice the fridge door. Yeah, Dan's had those up for a minute. Those are awesome. Those are cool. I love stickers. Yes, I hope that you guys are so excited about this. Again, it's right there on the screen, RFSfam.com, $12 shipped. It goes through PayPal, so everything's all secure. Don't worry about it. We're not stealing your credit card information. Everything is safe. Angie says we need some cat stickers. Things are in the works, friend. Don't worry. Everything that we're working on is not instant. It all takes a little bit, so I know we've been talking a while about some stuff that we have going on. There is still more stuff in the works, but this is what is happening right now. You can get your own stickers. Aw, Uncle Yukon, stickers on the fridge won't do any good. Nobody would see them. Nobody comes here. That's your cue to start inviting people over, if it's safe where you live. The chat is jumping. Although great looking stickers. Thanks, we designed them all ourselves, except the Dan had. Dan had that designed. But yeah, I made this one I am super proud of. Do we have this cam? Not only did I make it, but then I chose to put it on glittery background so it would just scream 90s. It's got some gradient going on in the cupcake. It's got some cursing. It's some real talk. I freaking love this sticker. This is my absolute favorite. Oh, well. Angie called me Crystal Popeil. Like Ron Popeil?
Yeah, right.
But wait, there's more. Yes, Adrian, there's more. Are you a previous winner of Dantix, Adrian? If you order now, you get a one-of-a-kind, unique, I won't tell you what it is, bonus to your purchase.
Hannah was first.
Nice.
Thank you, Hannah.
Katie says, if you need a designer, I can draw. We may take you up on that. We are working right now. I'm just working on lettering. I really love like the 70s, 80s style, 90s style. So I'm playing around in Photoshop with lettering and stuff. We talked about having somebody design this stuff, but I am OCD. I'm very particular, and all I really want is lettering. So I'm like, I can do this. I can figure this out. David says that Let's Bake Shit sticker would be a cool iron-on. It doesn't need to be an iron-on, friend. There's something cool coming soon. Don't you worry. Noelle says, I love all the stickers. Hannah says, purchased. I'm excited. Yay! Uncle Yukon, yeah, I'm sure the ladies would come running if I asked them to come see my stickers. Tell them it's Eggman Dan stickers. Then they'll come. Just purchased. Thank you, Shannon. I hope that you guys are really excited about this. We are super excited. We got these on Monday. It took everything not to tell you guys about it on Wednesday because we wanted to save it for the reveal here tonight since there is baking themed stuff going on here. Hannah with the super chat, thank you so much for the support. First, I'm honored. I'm so excited. I am glad you're excited. Husky Tails, maybe it might have been a hint. There is stuff coming. Amanda just finished an order. Awesome. I hope that you guys are as excited as we are about this. This is... We sat here and agonized over what to do, how to do this, what to get, what you guys were going to be excited about, making sure they were like absolutely perfect. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for you guys to get that. BRM Bug, hello. Thank you for joining. The buffering while driving has been so bad. I'm literally 5 minutes behind now. I dare not try and catch up because I want to hear everything that was said. Yes, don't try to catch up. You'll miss the stickers. It's been longer than 5 minutes. You're probably just now hearing me start to talk about the stickers. Get your order in now. RFSfam.com. Gotta wait till Monday, but I got you, fam. Awesome. As always, we always appreciate the support, but we wanted to give you guys something tangible back. You guys give us so much, and we so appreciate it. We wanted to be able to give back to you guys. We're just trying to do what we can to make sure you guys have fun things and can support us in a way that makes you guys feel good, like you're not just like throwing money at us, although we do appreciate that. You are getting product now. Chris says, shut up and take my money. Yes, please, thank you. The magnets are awesome. They do, I don't know how they're gonna go shipped. They came a little bit curled. Once you stick it on the fridge, it's totally fine. We actually have them stuck on the fridge to try to flatten them out a little bit. That's why there's 100 of them on the fridge, but they flatten on the fridge. They hold on well as long as your fridge is magnetic. I know some of you might have that really weird fridge material that you can't stick things on. That's weird. Uh-oh, Dan. Shannon still hasn't gotten her Valentine's questions she won on Dantix. Did you ship those out?
Oh, no, I have a pile of stuff
Oh
to
my
ship.
God.
I have a pile of stuff to
Does that
ship
mean you
out.
didn't ship Amanda's sticker
No.
either?
No, it'll go with all this stuff.
Oh, Amanda gets the one-of-a-kind sticker.
Sorry, I had to try to... Yeah, no,
Yeah.
You're fine.
Here's the thing. Dan has so much on his plate right now. Remind him. When things don't come through, just remind him. We're not forgetting about you. It's just been shuffled off to the side. So, yeah, we'll get that out this week. I'll make sure that gets out for you. Holly says, how much if I pick up? I got you, friend.
Jalapeno bread.
Jalapeno bread. He will trade you one half loaf or whole loaf?
I don't care.
Some jalapeno bread for your finest stickers. Angie says, I still have and treasure my Dantix Xmas tree droppings. Cyber Husky says, I missed it. Are they coming from you or from a company? Oh, directly from us. Right here.
I will have to write on the envelope.
Yeah, we have a whole box over there filled with them. We purchased all of these up front, and we're hoping we sell enough to make our investment back.
My refrigerator has...
Yeah, look, there's 100 Dan heads. I don't know how many are actually on the fridge, but 100 of them exist in our house right now.
I kiss each one of their foreheads as I put it on the fridge today.
Ew.
They're all little parts of me.
I don't think you can do that in these popular sickness times. Please don't put your mouth on things. Ew. Chris says we're putting the kid to bed back in a bit. Okay, thank you. Thank you for delaying so you can watch this shenanigans. Shannon says, oh damn, I was getting mad at my mail office. LOL, this is your reminder, Dan. Yeah, it wasn't.
No, it
wasn't USPS's fault. I asked you about it and I thought you sent them out. You're like, oh no, I'm going to send them both out like Monday or whatever, like the week after that. And I thought they went out. That's why I didn't remind him. But now that I know that it's not out, then I will keep on that. Don't worry. PJ says, don't forget to invite your friends to Weekend at Dan's. That's going to be Dan's funeral. It's going to be Weekend at Dan's. I'm going to tie strings to his arms and make him dance like Bernie. Holly says she'll make a full loaf and provide cream cheese. Oh my god. Oh my god. Your bread is so freaking good.
Amen.
I need that recipe, friend. Angie says, oh, and our RFS Dan is hanging on our lamp. That's awesome.
Is it really?
My Life's Wicked Adventure says, did I miss the live? No, it's happening right now. This, here, now. But you may have missed the announcement. You can now get RFS Dan Getting Baked with Crystal stickers. Put them back on the screen, Dan.
Are you back to this again?
RFSfam.com. This is how infomercials work. They tell you all about it.
A little bit more?
They tell you all about it, and then they like do some other stuff, and then they come right back around to it. RFSfam.com. I can't get low enough. Where am I? Here. RFSfam.com. You can go to RFSdan.com. You can go to GettingBakedWithCrystal.com. You will find a link to be able to buy this beautiful package of stickers and a magnet of Dan's egghead for only $12 shipped anywhere in the world. I don't care where you are. Hannah says, the infomercials never stop, Dan. Never. Yes, Katie, this is an infomercial. But wait, there's more. No, there's not more. Sorry, that's all I have. There is more coming, though. We are working on some awesome, fun things. Shannon says, Let's Bake shit is definitely going on my new mixer. That is awesome. I meant to put something on mine. I was playing around with it, trying to figure the positioning, but I'm so much of a perfectionist, I couldn't figure out exactly where to put it, so it hasn't gone on there yet.
None of these are the colors for your...
No, it's hard. Yeah, my mixer's red and nothing. The Getting Baked with Crystal needs to go on it for sure. Especially because I did make sure to make that transparent, so it doesn't. It does have a little bit of a white outline, so it'll pop on whatever you put it on. It's got the
frosty.
The logo with a black outline and a white outline, so it will pop. But it is a transparent. Did you say frosty? Is it frosty?
It's kind of frosty a little.
Yeah,
bit.
It's not like super clear, but yeah, I made sure that like the color will show through the background from whatever you put it on. Nancy says, you can ship mine. They took my money, and I had the popular sickness vaccine. I'm good. Awesome. Dan can lick your magnet.
Wow.
My Life's Wicked Adventure says, I'm so excited about these stickers. Now I need a Mr. Tails sticker. Yeah, we're working on things, friends. Don't worry. There's so much going on. It's so hard. Like, I wish there were twice as many hours in every day so we could get everything done that we want to get done. Holly asked me the other day, I think last night we were talking, she's like, do you ever sleep? Guys, I sleep like 6 to 7 hours a night. We are working on stuff all the time. I get home from work, we work on stuff. We set up shows 3 days a week. We're trying. We are just here to entertain you guys. We really enjoy doing this, and I hope that you guys enjoy watching. Cyber Husky just purchased, hopefully you remember my real name, to go with my screen name for my Dantix Winners Extra Special Pack. Hopefully.
Yes.
I think you do.
Uh-huh.
I struggle with it. I see your guys' names here so often in the chat. And then a lot of you are in the groups on Facebook, and so then I see your names there, and a lot of times I don't realize it's the same person. Dan almost always knows, and he'll tell me like, oh yeah, that's this person. I have no idea. And to me, it's two separate people until that connection is made. That's why most of the time I call you guys by your screen name, because that's all I know. Plus, I don't know, am I telling your real name, or what am I doing? Mel Shane says, hey Crystal, just wondering, is it just PayPal, or can we Venmo you for the stickers? Hey Dan.
If you can Venmo, that is not a problem. You can Venmo, but you have to put your address in a Venmo.
Yes, make sure to clearly put your address.
Yes, that's the only reason why I didn't go with Venmo, even though PayPal charges a little bit, is just because it'll ask you for your address.
Yeah, PayPal makes you do it, so there's less room for error.
And it's also, like,
but,
just
PayPal, you don't have to have a PayPal account to do it. You can just enter your credit card well.
I take all forms of PayPal.
Yeah, but if you have a Venmo account and you want to just Venmo the money over, $12.
Bitcoin,
we'll take your Bitcoin, whatever you want to do. Joel says, hi Joel. I still
Joel.
love my extra special shirt.
Joel, I love your beans.
We had them last night again.
Joel, your beans are great.
Oh, what else is going on here?
So that's pretty much it. But you need you only have one muffin pan, which I do not like your muffin pan. It needs to be retired.
You know, I hung on to it for so long because it was part of a set where it stacked to travel, but then the handles on the lid broke. So I got rid of the lid and the extra shelf that went in it. So here's the thing. It's ugly, but it works. What am I supposed to do? You know what I need to do? I need to try that trick. Maybe I'll make a video and see if it works and review that for you guys. There is a trick. I want to say it's like vinegar and baking soda or something to try to clean all that stuff off and make everything look brand new. But again, who has the time for that? But I should do that soon. Melissa wants to know if it's RFS Dan on Venmo.
I believe so.
Check your Venmo and find out. Giddy Baker Crystal on Venmo also. That is also a thing. Husky Tails tried throwing money at you in a super chat, then my phone died. Now my super chats are not working. Uh-oh. I don't know. Sorry, you can always Venmo.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm here to sell tonight, you guys.
Alright.
My Life's Wicked Adventure says, you guys are the first live I'm watching in my craft room for the first time. That's awesome. Congratulations on a craft room. That's the dream. Baxter the dog and Maddie the dog say hi. Hi, Baxter and Maddie. Do they freak out if they say their names? Baxter! Baxter, what are you doing? Is that a thing? Jess is here. Hi, Jess. Jess, you missed it. I did an infomercial. You already know behind the scenes what I'm selling, but I did an infomercial. Let's see. Katie says, yeah, it would probably work. Vinegar and baking soda gets everything done, and a fun science thing. Yeah, I'm afraid to make a volcano, but I am definitely going to have to look into that and see if I can clean things and make Dan happy. My 20-year-old pizza pan's kind of sad looking. Hannah says, I thought I heard a trick about putting in a pan in the oven while you have the oven self-clean. You know, our oven has self-clean. I've never used it. I don't know that I trust my oven to clean itself. I only trust me to clean things. All right, let me check these and see how they look. We're going to go another minute. Ooh, they puffed up really well. Thank you, Jess, so much for the super chat. What's he saying? It's a little Edu that says, #1. Oh, thanks, friend. Appreciate you. All right, let me get these out.
It's Kira's birthday tomorrow.
Yes, Kira shares a birthday with my mom. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow, too, so I won't be celebrating Kira's birthday because I'll be celebrating with my mom.
You guys can celebrate Kira's birthday. I got to the Snow Dogs on YouTube where she put up Kira's birthday video today.
Did she?
With where Kira got something for her birthday, and it was really cute. She's 2 now.
Oh, Jess is sad she missed it. You're going to have to go back and watch later. She says she saw people on TikTok, totally calling TikTok Tic Tac from now on, like old people who say Pokemon, that put their pans inside their self-cleaning oven. Yes, I think that's, I think Hannah just said that. I've never tried it, but I've never tried the self-cleaning oven thing, so I don't know. My Life's Wicked Adventure said, oh my gosh, Baxter is staring at my phone and won't stop. Baxter! Baxter, what are you doing?
I believe that's, yeah, it just says RFS Dan. That's it?
I think you can search your name, too. If you just search Dan Mosley, it'll come up. Husky tells Jess, tonight it's not just getting baked with Crystal, let's buy shit from Crystal. Yeah, we're giving back to you guys tonight.
I love how you said you had a surprise for everybody, and then it cost them $12.
It's a surprise.
That's why I was laughing earlier. You're like, I got a surprise for you. Pay up. Pay up.
Hey, I can't just give this away.
You know, I know you didn't think about anything. You just started selling. Like, here we go.
Jess said she's never used her self-cleaning oven either. That makes me feel better. I've been in there literally scrubbing the bottom of my oven. Never thought to use self-cleaner. I don't know why. Just never. Husky Tail says, Crystal's full of it tonight. You know, before the show started, I was like, I feel like, remember the first show we did after the Popular Sickness, and I just had all this energy? That's how I felt before tonight's show started. I feel good about today. Let's see how the muffins feel. I told you guys that one was going to be extra big. So, that one's the one that I overfilled a little bit. Can we get a little muff cam?
Sure.
Nope. That's weird. This one's extra filled.
That's weird.
These are the 3 that I added the green food coloring to. We'll see. So what always happens is they sink down after I take them out of the oven. They don't really seem to be doing that this time. I can definitely see a difference, though, between the ones that I put the decorating sugar on versus the ones I put the, like, sugar in the raw on. But I don't think they're sinking. Maybe... I think last time I made them, they didn't sink either. I think maybe
you said you fixed them by doing something.
No, I didn't.
I thought so, because they haven't sunk the last
I think maybe this different sugar does something a little bit different.
You used a different sugar last time, and they didn't sink anymore.
No, it's the Aldi brand of the sugar, and then they weren't sinking.
So these are the ones that are not green, and then these are the ones you added green to?
So
I see
these ones are how I usually make them, with the sugar in the raw and no green. These ones are no green, and they have the sugar crystals on it. These ones are green with the sugar crystals. This one has the sugar in the raw on it. But yeah, you can see the green poking through. I need to get a cooling rack out so I can pop these out. Noelle says, Crystal and Dan, thank you for the enchilada recipe. I made them tonight with your rice recipe too. Awesome. With Dan's mom's rice. How did that turn out? But did you try Joel's beans?
Yeah, that's
what I really need to know.
You know about Joel and his beans? Joel.
Next infomercial is going to be for Joel's beans. Mm-hmm. Jess wants to know who so far in the audience has ordered the cool stuff. A lot of them were very excited about it. That makes me happy that we were able to make you guys excited. Hold on, that needs to go there.
Cops are excited too.
Usually. Alright, let's see. Whew. Okay, so let's make another batch of these. I'm going to start in the middle because I don't think it makes a whole second batch. I think it makes about 6 or 8. So I'm going to throw the 6 in the middle. Grow hair. And let's plop this in.
Those are the last of them?
Yes. Yeah, and this is all the bright green with the food coloring that I just don't know how I feel about
in
that.
In the special cups.
In special cups?
Yes, the special cups. You only get those cups.
Why are they special?
Because you made sure that when I pick them up at the store, they have to be these certain cups.
Oh, yes. The only kind of baking cups that I like to use are, I mean, they're not special. It's just Reynolds brand. They're like $1.50 for 50 of them. But I find that when I use, like, the cute ones you get from Michael's, they always smell weird. They stick weird. They're pretty, but put them on afterwards. Like, pop it around the one you baked them in. Because these ones always work really well. They don't stick. They fit the muffin cup correctly. Sometimes when you get them from Michael's, they look like... No shade on Michael's, but sometimes they look like they're the right size, but then when you stick them in, they're a little bit small or a little bit big, and they just don't quite fit right. Like, isn't there a standard size muffin? Why? What are they doing? Helen says, hey, Crystal and Dan, just joined in on your announcement on your stickers. I am in. Thank you, friend. Don't forget, worldwide shipping, $12. It's $12 shipped. I don't care. We'll send it to you in Australia. It might take a month to get to you, but we'll send it to you. Don't worry, friend. We will spring for the international stamp. She says, how are you doing? Hi to everyone in the chat as well. We are doing well. I'm feeling really good tonight, even though we're making green food in celebration of St. Patrick's Day, because that's how you do, right? I guess so. Some of them are not green. So these are really awesome. Excuse me, I have hiccups a little bit. Amanda, I know you were making them along. These are super awesome, fresh out of the oven. Let them cool for just a minute. Slice them open, throw some butter in it. They're so good. So good. However, they're still good after the fact. I eat them just like room temperature when I have them for breakfast in the morning, or if I'm home, I will throw them in the microwave for 30 seconds, warm it up a little bit, throw some butter in it. So good. These are really amazing. You guys should try these. Make them for your friends. That feels like 2 cups. Katie says Michael's is overpriced anyway. Here's the trick to that. You get the Michael's app, and then you check the coupons. And when you need something, you wait until it's part of the coupon deal, or they have a 50% off of one item. You save up and you wait. You know, unless you need something right away. But yeah, I won't just go to Michael's and like buy things. I get all my like canvases and paints there, but unless I'm desperate for a particular color, paint, or size of canvas, I will not just go there and buy it. I will wait till the canvases, they go on sale, buy one, get one free. And even like buy one whole package, get a whole package free. So yeah, I won't just go buy things there. I will wait till they go on sale. They are a great craft store and they have a really good selection of things. But yeah, some of the stuff is a little bit pricey for my taste, especially for how much crafty stuff I use. I have like not enough for another muffin, so I'm just trying to top off each of these a little bit. If you made them a little smaller, you could probably get 2 dozen out of it, but I usually get about 1.5 dozen. I like them to be a little bit big. And yeah, I guess I don't really get to show you guys what the sugar in the raw does, because this turbinado sugar from Aldi doesn't really do the same thing. I thought that it did. It's been a little bit since I've made this, though, so I guess I just don't remember. RFSJ, what is up, bro? He says pistachio. Yes, I remember your wife made some, was it cake or something out of the pistachio pudding mix? And I was like, yeah, not having that. That was another thing that I heard about and was like, not doing it. And then I tried a pistachio muffin and now I'm on board. I'm all about this. So if you're just joining us, these are pistachio muffins. We made some with no green food coloring. This batch here does have the green food coloring, and we just sprinkle either the recipe says AA coarse sugar. It's like big sugar crystals, and I think that was the trick. If you can see this, I don't know how well that's gonna show up there, but that does give you like the muffin style big sugar crystals on top that are gonna be a little bit crunchy. The sugar in the raw melts a little bit more. I have the Aldi brand and it did not melt as much this time, so it didn't give you that liquidy center I really wanted to show you guys. But it's still gonna be good. I really like the flavoring of this. Jess says, I love pistachio ice cream. Yes, we were talking about that earlier. Aldi had pistachio gelato that I think I still have in my freezer that is so good. Not quite as pistachio flavored as I think it was Ben & Jerry's that I had that was really, really good, but still, gelato, you can't go wrong with gelato. Come on now. Jason says, I worked at Baskin-Robbins and never tried the pistachio ice cream until years later and had no idea what I was missing. Yeah, the idea of pistachio and the color of pistachio flavored things I think is really off-putting to a lot of people, but try it. Like I said before, if you're just joining us and didn't hear me, it's like the difference between how a banana tastes and banana candy tastes. It's not the same as a pistachio. It doesn't have that like salty flavor. It's not the same. You should for sure try this. And come on, it's relatively cheap. What's a box of Jell-O pudding mix cost? Like $1? You can get on this for pretty cheap if you have all the other ingredients already, if you have a stocked baking cupboard. Katie says, I got caramel praline pecan today. I love pecan praline. To me, it's an old people flavor, but I don't care. I love it. I think it is so good. I made actually one of my Christmas treats that I made, because it's not really a cookie, was Georgia pralines with pecans in them. Oh, they were so good. I think I sent those to Jason, and his wife loved those as well. Yes, Angela, there is no, yes, somebody must have been asking about it and I missed it. There's no actual pistachio in these cupcakes. It is optional, and I did do it at first, to actually chop up real pistachios in it. It doesn't really make a difference. You don't really taste them in there, so it's not worth the effort to do that. It's just pistachio pudding. The pudding mix does have little bits of nuts, so you will get a little bit of crunch in there, but you don't really taste that flavor at all. The chat is moving fast right now. If you guys are watching and you like what you see and you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. It does help the show. Yes, Sandy would love for you to make more. I can do that for her. Anything. Isn't her birthday coming up too? I think it's like May. trying to get the last on here. I have some of the white sugar left too in that bowl, so I'll probably do the last one with the white sugar. I really do like visually how the white sugar looks. It like catches the light more. I'll see if I can do a side-by-side close-up for you guys to see the difference there. Can you see how that looks?
Where's the examples at? Which two?
This compared to this?
Like on the done pile?
Yeah. Well, that's not helping because I'm still working here.
Watch out, I'm trying to get my Truman Show on.
Right, well, I'm still cooking.
I have this basketball hoop light.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so there's this
Well,
one.
I was going to try to pick them up and, like, move them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see?
Alright.
Thanks, Director Dan.
Oh, look, now I have my TMZ cam. Oh!
Oh, hey, while you have that, can you show off my new earrings? Can you guys see my awesome new earrings that I got that have little cupcake skulls on them?
I gotta back up. We're way too close for you.
Yeah, nobody needs to look at my skin that close.
I don't know how to show people without getting closer.
I think it's working. That's it. I think you can see it. I had to get those. They were like perfect for, you know, what I do. I'm just kind of throwing this on here, whatever. Yay, everybody says they're cute. I kind of love them. I'm hoping they're not itchy. I have really sensitive ears. Like, I can't wear anything that's not stainless steel. And even half the, like, plastic earrings that I get really itch my ears. So far, so good. So, if they work, then I will wear them all the time because I really like them. I usually just wear black ones. Alright, let's get those back in. I did 16 plus 1 minute, so we're going to go 17 this time. And we can start to straighten up a bit. I missed like 10 minutes of chat,
That's
so
okay,
I don't really know what's going on. Oh, I wanted to do the comparison.
Okay, you can do that, like, right in the middle.
Okay. So I don't know if you can even see that there is sugar on these. Are you aiming my arm?
Yep.
Jay says, "Ooh, you got fancy trivets." Dude, they're like $11 on Amazon. They're like rubbery silicone. They're really awesome. There's a link in my kit on Getting Baked with Crystal if you guys are interested in those. I really love these. What are you doing?
You can go to
Okay. This is with the sugary crystals. I don't know if that's showing up on camera as much, but they like catch the light more and look more like glittery. I really like that. Okay, what's going on? Penelope says, "Hey Crystal, we have the same muffin thing you're using right now. So cool. Awesome." The live was buffering for me, so I had to refresh the video. Yes, if you guys have any issues with the video playing smoothly, just refresh it.
Or throw your computer out the window.
Or throw your computer out the window.
That is...
whatever you think you need to do. Yes, Jason, they're sugary crystals. I hate my name used as a word. I hate that my name is a word. You know what I really hate? Crystal clear. Don't say crystal clear around me. I internally just die a little bit inside.
What happened during the crystal clear Pepsi ages?
I didn't drink soda growing up, so it was not really... It wasn't on my radar. I don't think that was a thing. Tristan says, yeet. Yes. If your computer is not playing the video correctly, just yeet it out the window. That's fine. Sour Patch Pack is here and says hi. Hello, Sour Patch Pack. Thank you for joining again. Tonight we are making pistachio muffins. What else is happening? Yes, Crystal agrees with me. You feel my pain on a level that other people don't. I agree. I hate when people say crystal clear. Yeah, and they're just like, blah, 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 blah. Crystal clear. Let me make this crystal clear. And I'm just, say it again. Say it again. I'm like Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction when you say that. Jason says, I always wondered if it was annoying to have a name that was a word. Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. What else is going on? Katie says, I hate when people say KT and not KD because my name does not have a T in it. You know, when you first started following us and stuff, I had to wonder, like, did your parents spell your name like that? Or is this, you know, like, my mom doesn't spell my name Kristul. I just do that on the internet because Crystal is taken. If you just want to be Crystallee, Crystal Lee, probably taken. It's not really a thing. Lee flows off the tongue well after Crystal because Crystal Lee is a word as well. So I just switched the spelling to make it usable wherever I wanted to go. So I had to wonder, and then like after a while I'm like, no, that's how she spells it. I like it, except for the fact I bet all the time when you tell people your name is Katie, you get, oh, Katie, and then you have to correct the spelling all the time. Somehow the world has gotten to a point where people ask me how to spell my name when I'm like, oh yeah, my name's Crystal. How do you spell that? With a K? Like that's the default to spell with a K? And I always tell them, nope, just like the word in the dictionary. Like, it's a word. You don't have to ask how to spell it. It's just spelled the way the word is spelled. It's not hard. I just feel for people that have different spellings of a common name because you're always correcting people, and that must be so frustrating. Uncle Yukon says, Tom is my first name. It's okay. I like Tom. It's easy. Nobody's going to misspell Tom. You're not, well, maybe if you're one of those weird people that spells it with an H. I don't know. Penelope says, I still get called Penny instead of Penelope. There's fresh ones coming out of the oven in a minute. I do kind of like the name Penny, but if you don't like it, I'm sure it's annoying. I love the name Penelope. I really do. Hannah says, I hate that I graduated with 5 Hannahs in a class of 50. Jeez, are you serious? Wow, I wouldn't think Hannah would be that popular of a name. I only remember going to school with like 1 Hannah. I did at one point work with another girl named Crystal in a staff of like 6 people at the mall. I was really mad. Like, no, I was here first. You can just move on. Pick a different name. And on that note, I worked with a girl named Jeanette, but she spelled it Janet. And I couldn't figure out why. Like, why do you pronounce your name Jeanette? I finally asked her one time. She said, oh, because when I first started here, there was another Janet. So I just started going by Jeanette. So everybody just called her Jeanette, even though her name was very clearly Janet. That was weird to me.
Did that happen in the office? I think so.
Yeah, you just like changed your name to something similar. That's not your name.
I didn't realize.
Amanda says, I get asked how I spell Amanda. See, that's the problem. People have gotten so creative with name spelling that you have to wonder, like, but how do you choose to spell Amanda? My Life's Wicked Adventure thought my name was spelled Kristul. No, that's something, I actually started that like as a pen name in high school when I would write things. And I just wanted to like, be different because I was in high school, and that's what you do.
It wasn't even AOL Instant Messenger?
No, I would write like, I wrote poetry in high school because that's what girls do. But yeah, I wanted to be a little bit different, so I just spelled it with a K and an I and a U, and then that kind of stuck, and it works. I was really mad. So we were on YouTube last week. There is a girl on YouTube, and her name is Crystal Lee, and she's like, hey guys, it's Crystal Lee. And I'm like, wait, no, that's me. But she's way more popular than I am on the internet.
What about the YouTube channel with the cat named Mooch that looked like Mooch, and the guy was the guy and the cat? That was named Mooch.
The guy or
the cat was named Mooch.
I don't remember.
We wanted a YouTube channel.
Oh yes.
And the guy's name was Dan.
Yes.
And the cat's name was Mooch.
Yes.
And it was a gray cat. It was a gray cat too.
Katie says, I've also had someone fight with me that my name is actually Catherine. OMG, the name correcting, I hate it so much. Yeah, like, people don't know their own name. Like, no, that's short for something. Come on. Ridiculous. Sorry, there's so much going on. I'm like, I'll talk for a minute, and then the chat has gone, and I'm trying to, what are you guys talking about? Because you had a conversation that I missed.
You just gotta keep it going.
Yeah, I'm trying. Katie says my aunt's name is Jeanette, but was supposed to be Janet. I had a friend whose mom, this is how the story went, and I heard it from her mom. Her mom, when she gave birth, was all doped up like you sometimes are when you give birth, I guess. And they asked her what the kid's name was, and she said Kelly. But because she was so doped up, it didn't come out Kelly, it came out Kylie. The weird part is, they didn't spell it like you think you spell Kylie. They spelled it Keille. So she was stuck with this different name and this weird spelling because that's what they wrote on the birth certificate. But her mom called her Kelly because that's what her mom named her. But her name was Kylie, but it wasn't even spelled like Kylie. It was some weird stuff. Oh, yes, Hannah, I'm sure you get the name correcting with your last name. I feel ya. And Liz, yes, your last name is a popular girl's name. McKenna, I'm sure. All right, we got 9 more minutes on this. Sorry, I expelled all my energy. I'm starting to fade a little bit. I'm excited to have a muffin. I'm getting hungry, but I want to wait for the fresh ones out of the oven. I guess I'm going to eat a green one tonight. I don't know. They don't really look that green. Like, on the inside, you can kind of see it. We'll cut the fresh out of the oven ones and see how green they come out. Like, inside.
I'm excited for that.
Are you?
We'll get up close.
You excited for green food?
I want to see what it looks like inside.
Yeah. Jess says Jamie's name was supposed to be Joshua, but his dad couldn't spell it. It's a pretty basic name. That's funny. I'm amused by that story. Amanda with the super chat, thank you so much. Dan and Crystal need to check out PJ's post about the second @ is your drinking buddy and check out the comments. Yes, I will do that. You gonna check that? Charlotte says her dad can barely spell her name. That's unfortunate.
I love my name.
Hannah agrees with Amanda that yes, we do need to check that out. Yeah, names are a weird thing. Like, I've heard it described as the sound people make to get your attention, and it's weird. Like, can you imagine changing your name at this point? I'm sure some of you have. Like, you go by a nickname and you didn't used to. Nicknames are really weird to me because I don't have my name's not a nickname. My mom is the only person in the world who's allowed to call me Chris because Chris is a boy's name. I'm sorry. Don't call me Chris. I am not a fan of that at all. She got a couple other little nicknames because, it's moms and that's what they do. But the idea of just like changing your name or picking a nickname, like, hey Dan, how did you decide to start being Dan instead of Daniel? Do you remember ever being Daniel or were you always Dan?
No, I was Daniel, and then in junior high, I just might have copied it off of some other kid. I would write Dan, and then I would draw a little, like, flat-top guy.
But you had to make a decision at some point that you're no longer Daniel, you're Dan.
Yeah,
right?
I was scared.
That was a conscious decision.
I was scared, too. It was, like, towards 6th grade, junior high.
Right, how do you make that decision? Like, I just want half that sound to be the sound that gets my attention. Uncle Yukon, how do you decide to be Tom? Is Tom short for Thomas? Like, why are you not Thomas? Why did you choose Tom? I don't understand also, how you make that decision.
There was 3 Dans in my class once, and 2 of them were Dan Gonzalez. Yes. And one had an S and a Z, and then there was me.
Right.
So it was bad.
That gets confusing.
Those people were just called by letters. Like, what's up Z? What's up S?
That's another thing. PJ says I will always go by PJ. My name is Peter. I don't like the name. I don't like the name Peter either.
But what's the J for?
Yeah, right?
What if it's a jerk?
He says, PJ is short for pajamas, but that's better than what Peter is slang for. Yes, it is. Yeah, how did you are you a Peter Jr.? Is that why it's PJ? Is J the first initial of your middle name? Like, how do you decide? Do you wake up one day and be like, I don't like the name Peter, I'm going to go by PJ instead? Or I'm not going to be Pete? I don't like the name Pete as much, but yeah, I don't like the name Peter very much. But yeah, how do you decide to, like, change your name? My brother's name is Jason. We call him Jay just because that's like half of it. But like, that's just like how you talk to your family. Like, hey Jay. Like, I don't know. I guess we never really decided that. I don't feel like I ever really called him that much until his friends started doing it. But I don't know how you start that.
I was almost named Reggie after Reggie Jackson. Oh.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Good block.
Reggie might be a deal breaker.
I'm down. I like my name.
I dated a guy once named Mike, and I could not stand the fact that his name was Mike, and I always called him Michael. I just don't like the name Mike for some reason. Not a fan.
I always hated Danny.
Yeah, Danny's a little kid to me.
I always hate it, but like, it's okay, like, the people that, like, just no new people get to call me
like, your family, who you've been a little kid to.
It's anybody who
they can call you that.
Anybody who knew me up until, like, junior high.
Right, when you decided you were Dan.
I was just Dan. I don't know why. I was just Dan.
Crystal with the super chat says, people think my name is spelled with CH. Yes, that's very popular now. And my brother called me Chris, but I spell it as CRY, but says Chris. And one of my middle names is Lee, too. See? Crystal Lee, just like, it rolls together, like crystally. It's a word. I don't know how it becomes that. My mom told me a story once, I don't really recall, but something about my dad had heard a song on the way to the hospital. Like, they didn't have a name picked out for me, and he heard some song with the name Crystal in it, and was like, hey, that'll work. Why not?
That's so irresponsible.
Right? They wanted to name me Catherine, so my mom could call me Kitty Cat. So, Crystal or Kitty Cat, what do you want? Who's the irresponsible one? Yes, Holly, that baffles me that you call Justin JJ when he only has one J in his name. Like, how did it become JJ? I mean, I'm sure, like, at some point you were like, hey, Jay, and then JJ, and then that just became his name, and that's what he goes by.
Isn't it just easy to say Justin?
Right? But he doesn't strike me as a Justin, because I've always known him as a JJ. Like, yeah, I guess your name's Justin, but he doesn't feel like a Justin to me? I don't know. Yes, Chris, and you retracted your message and I was trying to read it. Type it again. Husky Tail says, mine is a basic name, Heather Marie. Oh, I'm so glad my middle name's not Marie. My mom's middle name is Marie. So many friends' middle names are Marie. I would say half my friends growing up, their middle name was Marie. Like, it's just default. There's Sarah Marie's, I can't think of any other ones. But people are always Marie, Christina Marie, and I don't know. I have lots of Marie middle name friends. Yes, Chris, instead of being called Kitty Cat, I have kitty cats, yes. And how crazy would I be if I was the crazy cat lady named Cat? Like, I kind of like the name Cat. The nickname Cat is cool, like spelled with a K, but I don't know if I could be Cat the cat lady, and I feel like a Crystal. You grow up with a name, and that's why it baffles me that people come up with nicknames or change their names or whatever, because that's how I feel. I feel like Crystal on the inside. I guess if you grow up and, like, that doesn't feel like your name... You know, if you hate the name Peter and you're like, that doesn't feel like my name, stop making that sound to get my attention, then you come up with a sound that works better for you?
Maybe. I do remember not liking my name for a while. So maybe that's why I went to Dan. Maybe I was just like, this is just dumb.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever called me what my name was anyway. It was always going to be some sort of, like...
Yeah, when you have a name like Daniel, it's always going to be some sort of nickname. You're going to be Dan or Danny.
It's just too much effort to get my attention. Just Dan's easy enough. I'll turn around usually.
Gila says, my name is Kelly Ann. Yes, Ann is very popular. I was confused growing up because my parents, for the first few years, thanks to my grandma, raised me Catholic. And in the Catholic Church, to be baptized, at least back then, I don't know nothing about it these days, you had to have a biblical name. And Crystal and Lee are not biblical.
Right, and redheads aren't biblical.
Shut your mouth. So they threw an Ann in there for me to be baptized. So I was always confused growing up, like, do I have two middle names? Is my middle name Leanne? Like, I don't really know what's going on. And then at some point I realized, like, that's not actually documented everywhere. I think maybe I didn't realize it till I got an ID or something, because...
Mom, how come every time I go to church I'm sweating?
Shut your mouth.
Because you're burning up.
Shut your mouth. Or people say, hi, Crystal Ball, to me. What's your thoughts on that? Oh, yeah, not amused. Not amused at all.
It's fun. Anytime somebody says that to you, I take a step back. I'm like, ooh, I love this. What's going to happen next?
Nothing will ever piss me off more than the time the tweaker came into the gas station and said, what's up, crystal methem friend of mine? And I said, nope, absolutely not. Not amused by crystal meth jokes. Not even a little bit. It is not funny.
That was witty. That guy had that all set up and cocked and ready to go.
If it wasn't directed at you, maybe it's funny. But for somebody to come up to me and make a crystal meth joke, I am not amused. Nope. Sorry.
Nobody said anything.
Noelle says, try this. Noelle, Nanette, Elizabeth, Frances Marie, Anna Kretz. That is too many damn names. How do you remember that?
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Right. It is. Oh, jeez. Crystal the Animal Lover, or Uncle Yukon says, Crystal the Animal Lover, sometimes when I type your name, it comes out with an H. I know better, so I watch for that and delete. Yeah, because my name is spelled like the word, but online it's with a K and an I and a U. It's amusing to me to watch every time somebody tries to direct a comment to me, all the different spellings you guys come up with, because nobody's really sure if it's spelled normally or if it's spelled with the K, and it's interesting. Sarah says, I'm a Sarah Marie. Yeah, I have been in my life I've had two good friends named Sarah Marie, like close friends. See, it's really common. Growing up, Sarah, Jessica, and Jennifer were the three most popular names, at least where I grew up. Jennifer says, my middle name is Claire, named after a relative named Clara Day. I like the name Claire a lot. Except for the part where I worked at Claire's, so I don't think I could ever, like, have a kid named Claire or be named Claire. That would have been weird to work at Claire's and be named Claire. Be like, this is my store! Oh, I don't know. You pointed at something, and I don't know what you pointed at because things moved. You can read it.
You
can be allowed in the kitchen for a little bit.
I don't know.
On a probationary period.
What are the okay? So what are the rules?
No throwing food and no being loud and distracting.
Can we talk about the Matrix? Is there any Matrix into the kitchen?
No, you've got 2 shows. You can talk about your Matrix and your Dantics on your Dantics. How about that?
Yeah, or on the anxiety cooking hour.
Yep. That's your stage.
Too relaxed? Well, then you need the show, the anxiety cooking hour.
Chris says, be named Claire and eat an eclair. Oh, I bet you hate the name Eclair if you're named Claire. Oh my gosh. My last week of adventure says I'm back. My comments stopped showing up. Oh no! And a lot of comments were missing. Just refresh. If anything weird happens, just refresh. Katie says Emma is popular here. My sister's name is Emma, but is her middle name Lee. That's become a trend too. Instead of naming your kid Emily, Emma Lee.
Is it popular here, meaning in your house?
No, like I know people with kids named Emma Lee. 2 people. Hannah with the super chat. Anxiety cooking 3 * hours.
Yeah, for beans and rice.
And cheese and tortillas.
Yes.
Like, all the ingredients were already there, but it took us 3 hours to mix them up.
Half of that was prep.
That was fun.
Alright, guys.
After this, we're going in and out.
And waiting in line for an hour? I'm too hungry to wait in line for In and Out. Alright, so what do you want? Do you want this one? Yeah. I noticed, well, maybe just this one. Because, yeah, they've kind of flattened out a little bit after the fact. I was going to say the ones with the sugar crystals puffed up more, but the ones that have been out a while kind of flattened. So this does happen. This is normal if you guys make these. They do tend to kind of flatten out a little bit after the fact, but they still taste good. Don't sweat it. What are you doing?
I'm following you around. Okay, so you'll bring it to the middle here and we'll see what it looks like on the insides.
Yeah, I have not let them cool enough, so they're definitely going to stick to the wrapper, but I'm hungry and need to put something in my mouth.
Megan says, Megan is so popular, I'm so over this name. Just spell it different.
Over this name.
Just spell it different. Why don't you put a Z in it or something?
The Z is silent.
Uh-huh. Z is for Flair.
That's probably way too much butter. What am I doing?
Holy cow, that thing's like neon. It's like radioactive.
It is really bright. Let's see if we can, oh my goodness.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
This is how they look when you get them from the store. Like I said, my mom gets them from Costco and the grocery store, and they are bright. And that's why I was scared to eat it. I'm like, I don't need to eat neon food.
It's got like, it's green. It's so green. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to open it up and see it.
Are we still talking names over
here? We
here?
all hate our names. Yeah. Oh, Tristan's, that's what she said. It applies to everything. It's so green. Is it because I said it's so green in the middle? Or I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll hold the plate and you can open them up on the camera and we can look at them.
Well, you mean like unwrap it? Because it's going to stick. That's the problem. Because if you unwrap your muffs right fresh out of the oven, they're gonna stick to the wrapper.
I'm just curious the difference between the green one and the, oh my gosh.
Oh, I didn't butter one of the other ones to show you like the not.
Oh, that's okay. I just want to see the green.
These aren't warm anymore. Right, but I want to show what they come out like normally.
Okay.
So
I'll put this down.
If you don't add the green, this should peel off fairly easily.
Another delay till I can eat.
Yep.
How long do I can put it in my mouth?
Deal with it, Dan. Deal with it. Alright, if you do not add the green, this is what they look like. It's almost kind of yellowish. It looks like maybe a cornbready kind of color, yeah? Would you say that's kind of cornbready?
In
color?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're not green from the pudding mix. That doesn't make them green. It's got a little tint to it, but you wouldn't look at that and think that's a green muffin, by far. When you add, what did I do, 3 drops of food coloring for half a batch of it, that is green. That is super green.
Yeah, it looks like it's got like gamma rays. Oh my gosh, it's like you blended up the Hulk.
Which way am I going? This way. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Looks good.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, go for it. Crystal says, don't forget to take photos. Yes, I've been doing a pretty good job. After we're done here and we start cleaning up and everything, I've been doing a pretty good job of taking the photos and making sure I have something to post later for you guys. if you guys don't already, make sure you go to Getting Baked with Crystal on Facebook. There's a page, there's a group. Share the stuff you make. Let's see what you guys make. And then there's also an Instagram. And that's all. Those are the things that I have.
Folks? That's all, folks.
Huh?
That's all, folks?
That's all, folks. Katie wants to know if your catchphrase is still how long till I can shove it in my mouth.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yep.
It sure is.
Pretty
Jim
much.
Johnson Reviews the World says, mine definitely had the green tint on it. That is true.
Yeah. Did you add food coloring to it? Baxter won't leave your phone alone. Baxter, what are you doing? You're doing my favorite. Yes, thank you, Crystal. There's a Pinterest too. If you guys want to try this recipe, the ingredients are posted on social media, but I will post the link to the recipe on the Pinterest page so you guys can make these. Super good. They're really warm and fresh out of the oven, so they're falling apart, but they're so delicious. You read PJ's super chat?
PJ said, Dad, why is my sister's name Rose? 'Cause your mom loves roses. Thanks, Dad. No problem, Mopar.
My last weekend adventure says Baxter's wagging his tail with his whole body shaking in excitement. Oh, Baxter, you want a muffin? What are you doing, Baxter? You want a bite? I feel bad. You type Baxter's name first. I forget the other dog's name that's being left out. It started with an M, I think, but
Are you talking to the dog?
I am.
That's who Baxter is, not a person?
No, Baxter was the dog.
Okay.
Remember? Baxter, come here, Baxter. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Husky Tail says, looks yummy. Gonna get off here for now. Have a good night. Thank you, friend.
Husky
Thanks for
Tail.
joining. Are you throwing your trash on my plate? Ew, gross.
Thank you.
Yeah? Is that how you say thank you, by throwing your trash back at me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so stuck to the liner. You guys just have to watch me house the rest of this muffin before I can do anything else, because I'm hungry. Jim says he just bought the one muffin at the store. Fair enough. They're good from the store, too, but you know me, I like to make things. Yes, Maddie is the other dog. Maddie, what are you doing, Maddie? You want some muffins? That's it. That's as close as to, like, baby talk as I get. I don't talk to babies like that. I talk to pets like that. Sorry, you gotta watch me eat.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of that lately.
Hooray! Success! Success. These look really good.
Seriously, one of my favorite things that I make ever.
They look beautiful.
My mom saw that I had posted on Facebook earlier in the week on Monday that I was going to be making these, and she came into work on Wednesday. She's like, so where's my pistachio muffins? I had to promise I will bring her some tomorrow for her birthday. I also want to try to make something else. I don't know if I'm going to have time tonight, but there was something else I wanted to make special for her birthday. We'll see if I feel like doing that. I have energy here now. As soon as the camera goes off, I'm like the Energizer bunny. Was it Energizer or not Energizer
Yes.
that like ran out of energy?
No, the Energizer bunny kept
done.
going and going
Yeah,
and going.
I'm like the non-Energizer bunny as soon as the camera goes off. So yeah, anyway, highly recommend that you guys make these. Again, recipe will be posted on Pinterest. Ingredients are posted on social media. I do post the recipes or the ingredients list every Monday on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can see what we're making. Decide if you want to make along, purchase the ingredients. Shout out for my 16-year-old cat named Star. What's up, Star? That's an adorable name. I kind of love that. I love stars. All that baking and nary a cat in sight. Tails is coming. Come here. The problem is if you call him, he thinks there's food.
We'll throw him some snacks.
Come here. What you doing? Oh, your eye's all dirty. Come here, can I get your eye crust out? Oh, he hates that so much.
You should grab some snacks or something real quick.
I can do that. But first,
We have a few minutes.
can I do one more shout out for our sticker pack?
Oh, yeah, okay. Go ahead.
If you guys missed it, there is a sticker. No, there's. I'm really bad at this backwards thing.
Okay, let's start over.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Action.
If you guys missed it, we have a sticker pack available. You can get your hashtag RFSfam sticker, your holographic Eggman Dan sticker head. You can get your 90s themed Let's Bake Shit sticker. You can get your Getting Baked with Crystal transparent sticker. Whatever you stick it on will show through the clear background around the outside so you don't have that big white outline. And last but not least, your Dan head magnet to put on your fridge and impress your friends. Get 100 of them. Put 100 of them on your fridge. You can find those at RFSfam.com. $12 only. Shipped worldwide. I don't care where you are. Helen, you can have it in Australia. The person whose name I can't remember who watches from New Zealand, you can have it there. Anywhere in the world, I don't care where you are. $12. We will send that to you. Please consider buying. If you guys go to RFSfam.com, RFSdan.com, gettingaCrystal.com, you'll find a link. Takes you to a place to purchase it. If you don't want to pay through PayPal, totally fine. You don't have to have PayPal to pay through PayPal. You can pay with a credit card. If you don't want to, no problem. Venmo over to Getting Baked with Crystal or RFS Dan. $12 includes your address. We will get them out to you. The first batch will go out this week. So get your orders in. We'll remind you tomorrow.
We have a little bit of a problem, Crystal.
Oh no.
See, here's the thing.
What's the thing?
I just got done refunding everybody's money because I grew a little bit attached
no.
to all my little Dan eggs here.
Nope.
Each one of them is a little piece of me.
Nope. When I left for work this morning, there was like 10 of them there.
I don't.
Now
right.
there's like 10 times 10.
Right, because I added water.
You and your Dan heads can move out if that's how
And
it's
I
going to
fed
be.
them after
No.
midnight.
No.
But now these are my children.
Nope.
And I've named them Dan.
All of them?
All of them.
Dan 1,
Yeah.
Dan 2, Dan 3?
Right. Yes, not Reggie, Dan.
I'm so glad
All
you're not
of them
Reggie.
are Dan. So
Deal breaker.
I can't part with these anymore.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I will make sure they get out of my house. I am done.
I'm just gonna hatch more.
Jim says Crystal would have made hell of a carnival barker. Yeah, for about like 15 minutes, and then I'm out of energy. That's it. I'm done. That's all I've got. Melissa says, wow, Crystal Moshida, the world's fastest infomercial talker. Hey, I live with Dan. How can I not be a fast talker? Southern California. Well, most of us, we're fast talkers. That's what we do. We get to the point. Y'all in the South, like, think about it.
What you say?
And you take a while. Not all of you. Some of you might be fast talkers, but look, I know people out here who are slow talkers. And when people slow talk at me, I just want to be like, yeah, and then, can you tell me this story? Like, I already know where your story's going because you're talking so slow. Let's go. Oh, so yeah, if you guys haven't already, please, if you're interested, buy the sticker set. $12. It will come directly to your house.
From here.
From our house. We will write with our hands on the envelope and put it in the mail for you. I will make sure Dan does it.
I will peel it off the fridge. One of those is yours.
Yep, one of those is yours. Also, if you did not hear it before, if you are a previous Dantix winner and you purchase the sticker pack, you will get something special in your sticker pack. You won't know until it arrives, and then people probably start posting it, and then you'll be spoiled. So get in on it so you know what it is before you're spoiled. Yes, Melissa, get to the point already.
Jim Johnson says no and then.
Yes, no and then.
No and then.
And then.
I tried to watch that not too long ago. Doesn't hold up. It barely passed.
Which one was that?
Dude, where's my car?
Oh, yeah, we watched that not too long ago.
Yeah,
I still love it. I don't care. Hannah is requesting Dan number 46. You know he's gonna go count them. Uncle Yukon says, when I talk fast, nobody can understand me. Oh, we were just talking about Dan's subtitles on his videos, that he talks too fast that the subtitle program can't, like, keep up with it, and will, like, skip some words at some point. Well, start over. He's actually counting.
What, 46?
46. Megan says, every time I talk fast, I stutter. I sometimes trip over my words a little bit, and just, like... Can I send stuff for Mr. Tails, but as well other stuff for the other kitty? You can send whatever you want, as long as it's not like gonna blow up my house and it's not trash. Please don't send me your trash.
We have a P.O. box.
There is a P.O. box down underneath here. If you guys want to send us snacks to try, send a card, send anything but trash, honestly, and explosives.
There's this missing spot.
Please don't send Dan anything that he can hurt himself with. I do have that request because he's very dangerous. You can't see the miss. Oh yeah, you can.
It's
there's
right
number 46, Hannah. That is coming to you.
It's right here. I got it.
Amanda wants me to remind her where I got my apron. It was Vintage Galleria with one L. Let me double check that real quick, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was on Etsy. I wish I could remember the girl's name. I want to say it was Janet. Super awesome seller, super easy to work with. I even had problems with the delivery and everything. super easy to work with. They have all kinds. It looks like, I was trying to figure it out. It looks like they actually have a store, not just Etsy, but like a real life store. Not completely 100% sure that this was like handmade by the person that sold it to me because it came with like a tag. Maybe she's just super fancy and upped her game. I'm not really sure, but this is really good quality and I'm really happy with it. I think this is it. Yes, Vintage Galleria. All one word, but one L. One of everything in a row, no double letters in a row. But they have all kinds of, can I interrupt here? On this?
Uh-huh.
They have all kinds of like pinup style clothing and stuff. You know, there's the aprons. There's a little Dr. Seuss apron. They have like the skirts and tops and bags and all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on there. Really cool fabrics, really cool styles. So I highly recommend you guys check that out. I did tell her I would give her a shout out for being so awesome. So highly recommend you check that out. I looked forever for an apron. I just wanted something that was like my style and still kind of cute. I like that vintagey kind of 50s, 60s style. A lot of the ones, like I looked on Amazon and a lot of them were really cheap and had reviews saying they were really cheap. Even though, you know, it's a $10 apron, that's great. But if it's gonna like fall apart, or have you guys ever bought something that when you wash it, like they didn't pre-wash the fabric so it shrinks, or they use cheap thread so the thread shrinks and the whole thing like bunches up like this. This is good quality. I'm happy. I've washed this a couple of times. I wash it in cold and dry it on low because I don't want the fabric to fade. But it's well made and it holds up and it has a pocket. What more can you ask? They want to know, where's Mooch? Oh, I said his name and he went, looked right at me. Mooch, come here. Come here. Come here. Meow. Meow. Come here, baby. Come on.
All right, Amanda wanted 78, so was it 78?
I don't know.
It was 78?
I was running my mouth. Does the sticker pack come with a magnet? Yes. You get the Dan Head holographic sticker. Throw it up there. Let's see it. The Dan Head holographic sticker, the #RFSfam holographic sticker, the glittery Let's Bake Shit sticker, the transparent Getting Baked with Crystal sticker, and the Dan Head magnet.
But not magnet number 46 or 78.
Okay. He doesn't want to be held because he knows there's snacks.
Those two
there was his appearance.
Those two
Moocheroni.
are taken.
Yes. RGS fan, what's that? Melissa's requesting number 55 because she's a senior citizen this year.
Alright.
55's not senior, is it? Oh, it's so weird. I feel like when you're a teenager, like, 55 sounds so old. Oh my god, I'm never gonna be 55. You know, I'm 40 and now, like, I'm like, that's not even old.
It's old.
I don't feel old at all.
It's
my
old.
mom will be 63 tomorrow. She doesn't seem that old to me. 63 was like grandma's, like a little old lady with a cane grandma when I was little. That's not, my mom's not like that. My mom's still wine dancing in her living room on Zoom classes and whatnot. Chris says, whiskey can't type. Oh yeah, was that whiskey? RFS fam? That's funny.
What's going on with your shoes?
With my shoe, you don't like my little?
Oh, I do.
They have dingle balls on them.
Your little Ewoks. instead of Airwalks, they're Ewoks.
They're my Ewoks. I'm bringing back my childhood Ewok costume. And Melissa says it's old, the discount starts. That's a benefit. Come on now. I can't wait. Look, after 21, so 21's obviously the big one. What is it, 25, you get to like rent a car?
And then that's it.
And then that's it. There's nothing until you start getting a senior discount. My mom didn't realize she qualified for a senior discount for several years after she was old enough. And now she gets so excited. I got 10% off at whatever store for a senior discount. She's so excited about it. It's hilarious.
All right, 13's gone.
13? Uncle Yukon's in my 70s. See, it's so weird. Like, we see you guys as names and words on a screen, so, like, you're all just people, and I don't think about it. Sometimes people say things that I know, like, oh, you're younger than me. That sticks out for me for sure. But, like, Uncle Yukon, I never would have guessed you were in your 70s just by how you, like, interact with people and stuff. You don't come across as... And again... that mentality of like, oh, in your 70s seems old, but now that like I'm getting older, I'm like 70s doesn't really seem that old, and like we're all hanging out and having fun. And 70s is not that old. I don't. I still feel like I'm like 23. Absolutely every day. I do not. You know, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, where'd that wrinkle come from? Oh, look what's happening over here. Let's plug that up with some makeup. But yeah, it's weird. Aging is a really weird thing. And I feel like I looked really young, like through my early 20s and stuff. People thought I was like late teens. And then somewhere that didn't happen. Although somebody did tell me when I first started at my job, you know, half your face is covered with a mask. He was like, what, did you graduate high school a couple years ago? And, you know, I don't know if he was just trying to like gas me up a little bit, but that sure felt pretty good when you're 40 and someone thinks that you graduated high school a few years ago. All right, are we done? My Life's Wicked Adventure. Anyone want to loan me $12 until the 1st? We can hold one for you, don't worry. I don't think we're going to sell out of all of them that quickly. Hoping we can make our money back on it, but this is for you guys. We're just trying to like give you guys something back. Ross has Tuesday discount day for seniors. I'm telling my mom. Hannah says the range of the audience is amazing and we're all super cool with each other. We were talking about that, not live, like, you know, when we're just chatting about stuff. Like, it's so amazing that there's like, Katie's a teenager on up to Uncle Yukon in his 70s and everywhere in between, and we all just kind of connect on a human level, and that's really neat because I feel like in real life 17-year-olds aren't going to hang out with 70-year-olds. And not that like you're hanging out like in a room having a beer together, but just the connection that you make over like a common interest is so neat, and I'm really happy that I can be a part of that. That makes me happy. Angela says Rizamataz. Oh, I love the little nicknames y'all come up for the cats. Riz, I always call her Riztastic because she's kind of fantastic. That's her nickname. Mooch is usually Moo. Topo's Dopo. Kumiko is Miko. Mr. Tails is just Mr. Tails. Kitty's baby girl. It's weird how when you have pets, they have a name and then they have 15 other names. You never just call them by their one name ever. Uncle Yukon's birthday is on Thursday. Well, happy early birthday. I'm sure we'll see you on Wednesday and remind us, and we'll wish you another happy birthday. All right, are we done? I'm hungry for real food is what's happening here. I'm here in my head going, oh, I'm running out of energy and my fuel from lunch has run out and I need food, and I'm reverse Energizer bunnying. So thank you, Geiger Pack. If you guys are in 9 p.m. night, Mouse Queen will not be there. I have the inside scoop. So people to have a chance, please call in. If you guys watch and you've been thinking about it, please call in. If you win and you order the sticker pack, you get a special, unique, nobody knows what it is yet, prize coming in there. So think about that. Call in. We're not scary. We're just here to like BS with you guys and have fun. Nobody cares if you get all the questions wrong. I know some people call in and then they get nothing right and then they never call back again. So what? It's not about what you know. It's about who you're talking to and having fun. That's all. And people in the chat are super encouraging. So if you haven't already, check that out tomorrow night. Wednesday nights we do Dan Tries Cooking. And every Friday night we're right here baking something. I don't know what we're baking next week, but I will post the recipe on Monday on Instagram and Facebook for you guys so you can bake along. And that's all I got. Oh, people are saying it froze.
Yeah, just refresh.
Refresh. Sorry. Well, if it's frozen, you're not hearing me say that, so sorry. Just keep in mind for the future, if it lags, if it buffers, if it freezes, hit that refresh button, start it over. It's YouTube. It's not us. It's you. It's your YouTube. Sorry. All right. Are we good? Are we done? All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging out. Now I stand here awkwardly till you shut me up.